Hi, everyone! Welcome to today's episode of Small Talk! I am Vespi, and I will be here joined soon by the Oshio next, our magical our retro magical girl VTuber. Oh my gosh, my English. Truth be told, I just got off work, so I'm a little wired. I'm a little hunky dory, but hopefully I will be able. Well, thank you! Holy shit, Oshio! Thank you for the raid. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Oshio, for raiding into the stream. Uh, uh, I don't know if Oshio is unmuted, but Oshio will be here through another dimension where um I'm currently Discord sharing her screen so that she can do all her cool little animations that she's worked so hard on doing. I do think that Oshio will be going and doing a little bit of some self-care while we chat a little bit, but as soon as she's ready, we'll get to it. For anyone who might not know me, I'm Vespi. I'm the lady at the Crossroads Tavern, and I enjoy talking to people, and I like learning more about them. And I have this talk show here called Small Talk, where I go and just I go relentless on my questions with people. And so Oshio has so kindly agreed to come on to today's stream. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to hang out with her. Today's background and music were Oshio inspired, a little hopeful, a little chill, got some cool pastel-y kind of colors and got that retro vibe that we all enjoy. So kick back and I hope you guys enjoy your time while we hang out today. Oh, look at her! You guys don't hear it yet, but hold on. I can there we go. I have shared the Discord audio, so we'll know whenever she's back. But until then, I will be here to just shill Oshio for a bit. Oshio has all her merchandise apparently coming in soon, and Oshio likes playing all sorts of games, but her main avenue, I believe, is drawing and animating. And I myself have invested in Oshio's talents. I have my own little bouncy emote, and Oshio's just so cool and cute and learns so much just to get her streaming going. I really respect Oshio, and my hope today is to share with everyone on all the cool things Oshio does and thinks and says. She has a very supportive and friendly community, and I just can't wait to share with everyone what she's got for us. Hold on, I want to show off my dance. Dance? No. Bounce. I think it's called bounce. Yes, look at this! Look at my Oshio bounce. Thank you for the follow, Sun and Moon Pro. Thank you. Welcome to the Crossroads. For anyone here from Oshio's chat, I will be opening questions for chat to ask Oshio at the end of stream. Most streams are. Thank you for the follow, Desmond Dracula. Hello and welcome to the first time chatter, Neko Diva. Welcome. We do have questions that you guys may feel like you want to ask her throughout the stream. We will probably Thank you for the follow, Ice no Tenshi. Yuki-chan mo yahoo! Ohayo, Yuki-chan. 今日は説明できないごめん interview. I am interviewing Oshio today. I'm just gonna learn more about her. If you guys don't know what Small Talk is, it's just an interview series I do with everyone that I'd like to get to know better. And Oshio has so kindly decided to join me today. Questions that people will ask will be at the end of stream. Oh, there she is! Tap, 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 tap. Hi, I see. Hi, Oshio.
Hi, Vespi.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm a little tired, not gonna lie. I just got off from work, but I'm here for you, my lady.
Well, thank you. That is very, very kind of you. Thank you for having me on. Oh my gosh.
Yes, thank you for coming on. I was just talking about you.
Wow, crazy.
So I wanted to ask right away if there was anything that you'd like to introduce yourself by, or yeah, just give yourself an introduction for those who may not know you.
Yeah, I can do my little introduction. You won't be able to see the full thing on,
Yes,
on this screen mode, but hello, I am Oceanax. I'm a retro animated magical girl VTuber. I stream art every single day, and that's what I was doing like 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago, holy.
Yeah,
And almost every day for like 2 years, so pretty insane if you
yeah,
ask
yeah,
me. Your grind
yeah. Well,
is
this is.
yes, yes.
Sorry, I was just gonna say this is day 640, I think. So
640. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
we're going at it.
I
We're
don't
doing
I
it. Doing the
really
thing.
cannot comprehend that. Like what do you Oh,
Oh,
anyone
sorry.
Mhm.
That was me switching back to the chatting screen. If you couldn't see.
Please,
Oh, I
no
think it probably.
worries. I think this would be fun to mention. Oshio is on her live stream setup, so any redeems you use in Oshio's stream will reflect here. So my favorite thing is the head pat she has, where an arm from another dimension. Well, yes, this one. I absolutely adore that one with all my heart. Uh,
Thank you.
yes. Oh, and allow me to give you a shout out really quick through
Thank
my
you.
little bot because it has such a fun little. What the heck was that? Oceanox.
Mm,
Hi
Oceanox.
everyone, meet Oceanox. Oh, the clip as well. I forgot I've included that.
Which clip is
Nice
it?
hands. No, not the burger.
Oh, people are throwing things at me. Stop! No! Please! Have mercy!
Oh no, two Oshios are in my ear.
Which is the real one?
I
You'll
want
never
them both to
know.
be real. More Oshios to go
Mm,
around.
double the
Making a
Osho.
clip. Are these actually hand studies you're doing right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa! I did.
I've been doing a thing called Study Sunday, so I've been trying to dedicate my Sundays to getting better at art. Actually.
That's really fun. Hey, no
Uh,
bonking here, you dummies! How dare you bonk the
what?
magical girl?
Uh,
You die. No. You have like the most interesting redeems I've seen so far in anyone's
thank
redeems.
you.
I need to stop gushing over you for a second and start getting to some of the questions. So really quick, I didn't really have time to. Oh, that's a cute little plush. I didn't have time to explain to you before stream, but I'll say it here because I say this to everyone. We will probably tangent many times, and I will ask whatever question usually pops up at the top of my head. If there's anything you don't want to talk about, please feel free to just move on. No hard
Yeah.
feelings. We are so chill here. And I also will be, what is it? I'll be looking to stream between 1 and 2 hours. Whenever you want to tap out, just let me know. Whenever you need a break, let me
Yeah,
know.
I'm.
Yeah.
I mean, I usually stream until midnight my time, which is in like 2.5 hours. So
Goodness, okay.
I'm good to go. So.
Perfect. All right. Now, with that being said, the first question I'd like to ask today is
Mhm.
personally, I think I've asked this question before, but this is a nice little throwback. Why magical
Mhm.
girl? You could have drawn and become anything. Why a magical girl?
I could have. So, when I started, right, when I started streaming, the reason that I started was basically like this is kind of getting into like why I started VTubing as well. It's kind of linked together,
I see.
right? Um, so I where do I even start? I just had like an idea for a VTuber. I was like, what if I made a VTuber that was like more VTuber than more anime, sorry, than like existing VTubers because like
Ooh,
people love VTubers because they're anime girls and boys.
true.
And people love that kind of thing. People love that kind of animation and style. But like actual anime doesn't look like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actual anime doesn't look like
Modern
live
nowadays.
2D. Well,
Oh,
even modern doesn't like they don't move like live 2D models, do they? Right?
true.
Like it
Yeah.
doesn't like that. They just don't. And
Yeah,
it's not saying
yeah.
that live 2D models don't look good. They look great.
But there's
But like
still a limit.
anime
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah, anime doesn't look like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of just like, okay, what if I made a VTuber that was you know more anime that I made it to look like an anime
Mm-hmm.
because I was inspired by like it was like a fan animation of like a VTuber where
Yeah.
someone had just like animated them, and there was just like a particular scene in it
Mm-hmm.
where they'd animated them like just talking or whatever, and they were just switching between a couple of poses, and I was like why
That's
did no one do that? I was like, what
yeah.
if I did that? So yeah, I made I made like a test model and stuff.
Mhm.
And I I guess the reason I ended up on Magical Girl, because the test version was just like a character, wasn't really anything.
Oh.
Um, and I guess I don't know. I did like have other thoughts, right?
Mhm.
Like, I like dragons. Dragon Girl would be cool as well.
Oh.
There's some other ideas I had as well. Sort of, I didn't say want to say unrelated, but like, that also could have been cool.
Okay.
But with Magical Girl, the main reason actually that I thought a Magical Girl would be fun was the idea of the magical transformation and the two forms and like really sort of
Mhm.
like making that a thing, and like which obviously is what I have now, and like um but like yeah, I kind of just thought that it would be a really cool sort of thing to do. I didn't really know anyone else who did that sort of thing, and like had a as I have now, like a
Mhm.
transformation between them, and that kind of thing. Like it kind of just sort of played into, and because of Sailor Moon and stuff, it very
Yeah.
much played into sort of the style of art that I was ended up going for, because like I it sort of just fell into place because again, because I was going for this sort of traditionally animated style of VTuber.
Mhm.
um, I was like, okay, so what goes with like that sort of animation? And it was immediately like, okay, retro style art. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess I'm going to start learning retro style art because I also started drawing at that time. Um, and then I was like, well, what things are retro? I mean, Sailor Moon, that kind of magical girl aesthetic is very retro. It fits with the retro theme. It fits with the retro animation. It kind of just fell into place, and it just worked with the ideas I had. And I just like magical girls. I think they're cool.
It's true. They're very fucking cool. I'm curious though. Did you always draw in the retro style? Did you try out a couple styles before you landed on retro?
I pretty much always drew in the retro style. Like since I started kind of since I started drawing like and streaming.
Mhm.
I did briefly try to learn to draw before that. It was for like a couple of months.
Mm. Oh.
And it was
Oh. Okay.
years ago. It was years and years ago, so it wasn't for very long. It was a long time ago. So I was basically starting from scratch when I started the streaming thing. Um, and I it, back then I was kind of just drawing anime things, and I was actually kind of struggling because I just get references of all different styles and struggle because I was like, well, why does everything I draw look weird? And it was because I kept drawing from different styles and couldn't
Mhm.
like figure out like a more standard way to draw things, and like for me focusing on a different on a specific style really worked, really
Yeah.
helped me.
I will say one of the most things I'm impressed by you is your consistency.
Mhm.
I even see your guidelines and stuff like they're always consistent. I think that's so amazing. And so what are some of the difficulties that you've like come across on your way to your style, do you think?
um it, like in terms of the art, I mean, I guess it's mostly just sort of the work involved in it, because
Okay.
it's a lot of work. Like it takes a long time. There's like, when it comes to animating like this, like, I'm drawing every single frame, like everything that you're seeing on screen. Like I drew every single frame of every single one of these animations, like by hand.
Mhm.
So, there's just a lot of things to do. There's lots of learning involved, especially with like you can't really see that much of it, but like the background behind me.
Yeah.
Like I previously, like I until I did that, I was just drawing characters, and I pretty much had to learn like a there you go.
Yeah, yeah, I just
I
need to
had to
show
I
it
had
off.
to
Look
well, thank you for the head taps.
at that.
I had to do sort of a well, yeah, I sort of referenced, those sort of retro anime sort of backgrounds to
Mhm.
learn what those sort of things look like, and like it's kind of a similar thing with VTubing as a whole, right? You're just learning so many skills,
Yeah.
and it's but yeah, I mean, I don't know, retro style I guess kind of suits me. Like I don't know if I've
I think
encountered particular trouble with it. I still wish I Thank you for the magical change broke.
look
I
at
still need. I've got.
it
I've got an extra arm now.
go.
um, I need to figure out why that keeps breaking, actually. It's done that a few times. I'll have to have a
Ah.
look on stream. I keep forgetting. I'm gonna
Oh
have to
my
have a look.
gosh, this is a good one then. Like, so the software you use in terms of VTubing, like you're so good at choosing the poses of to show when you're talking and stuff. How is that like? How's the learning process for that been? I don't assume like you knew what to do right away, right?
Like in terms of choosing expressions,
Yeah, and I
um, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm also curious about like if you've gone through a journey of software or if you've always stuck with one like application on how to do this. Because I've never seen you're my first VTuber that has gone through this kind of style. Like you're
I
so cool
I
to me.
I think I'm pretty much the first one with this style. I don't think anyone else really does what I do. Some people do sort of similar things,
Hmm.
like other people use the program I use,
I see.
but they don't like. I use this in a very specific way that it's not really intended to be used.
Yeah.
So like I think the setup I have is relatively unique, which is nice.
Hmm.
Um,
I
but
mean,
I mean, sorry, you go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. I just no. This is another question. Please. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll answer the first one.
Yes,
Um,
please.
so like, I mean, with sort of choosing the poses,
Hmm.
well, I mean, it started off with this one, right? With this base pose. I was like, okay,
Yes.
I just want a base pose. I like the idea of sort of looking off to the side.
Hmm.
I thought it was cute. And I liked the idea of because I really wanted my model to not be static, right?
Hmm.
Because that's a drawback
Of a
to
PN.
these sort of
Yes.
PNG type
Yeah.
models, right?
Yes.
I wanted it to move even when I'm not really moving it.
Hmm.
Which is why, as you just saw, that movement there, I did not press anything. That just happened. I have it set up on a timer.
Mhm.
So it will just switch between these two. I call these the base poses. My
Mhm.
base and my hip poses. They're kind of like, this one's sort of like, nice and sitting up cutely, and then the hands and hip one's like, a little bit more kind of, I don't know, sassy, sort of like,
Yeah,
it adds a bit of,
confidence.
yeah, it adds a bit of personality. It's really nice. I really like them.
Mhm.
And there's also the animation between them is also a unique animation. Like for all of the other poses, when I switch poses, a lot of the frames there are reused. Like the
Mhm.
first frames that it shows are like the same for
Yeah, yeah.
all of the different poses, whereas the base one, when it's switching between the base and the hip ones, those are unique frames, and that although it's extra work, obviously,
Mhm.
it I don't know, yeah, I think it's nice because it adds that sort of personality. But sorry, in terms of the question, which was,
No, please go on.
you're talking about my favorite subject, which is my own VTuber model. So choosing poses again. So I started with these base and hip poses. That's what I was talking about
Mhm.
because I just wanted something like standard,
Yeah.
right? And then I was like, okay, what emotions do I display on stream that I want to, have buttons for, that I want to be able to, have make fun. And like
Mhm.
some of the first ones that I went to, I think the first one actually was angry. I think the first pose
Oh.
was the angry Osho.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so that was the first extra one I did, and like I went a bit extra with it. We've got the little bouncing hair and stuff.
It's so cool.
Um,
Yes.
there was also the excited, but a previous version of the excited. It didn't always look like this.
Mhm.
This is like a new version. Um, the yeah, I kind of gradually added more as we went,
Yeah, you've invested
right?
so much in this.
But I kind of, I don't know, I just sort of I had to think, and like um I I I looked at sort of what I don't know, like it's just sort of what things I thought would make good poses that I'd use a lot. Like think's a really good one because I think a lot and it transitions really well into explain, because I'm be like blah blah blah, I'm talking about this thing, and then like aha,
Mhm.
actually this thing. Like sort of combinations like that are really good, and like shocked obviously is fun for when I'm, someone said something crazy, because that happens a lot. Crying, because people bully me. Waving, I really like, so I can welcome people into the stream. The
Yes.
pout one, this is my least used one actually, but I've been finding use for it recently, because chat has been making me pout a lot. And the most recent one is I actually added this just a few weeks ago, just a couple of weeks ago actually. Is the laughing one. which
That's so
is almost a two
cute.
in one because when I'm not talking,
I
it
love
giggles.
it. Yes.
So yeah, it's a fun little yeah. It's
I've
just kind
never
of
seen the
things, and
laughing.
there's still more. Yeah, it's really new.
Hmm.
It's really new.
I see. I
Um,
see.
so yeah, it's just things that I thought would you know work well in like buttons that I'd use, and I use all of these, right? I use
Hmm.
all of them.
Yeah.
I so yeah.
Do
Um,
you?
uh,
Mhm.
sorry, I was just going to say there's a question from I don't know if you asked the question. There's a question from Shadow Emperor
Oh,
who
right.
redeemed
So
our social question.
So those questions, so because of the nature of this, I'd like to answer those at
Hmm.
the end. And
Oh,
so,
okay, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So any questions you guys might like to ask, please consider that any questions will be answered at the end. Um,
All right.
my favorite so far is your excited one. It looks so cute. But because of
Thank
how
you.
much, yes, look at you, I want to head pat you, because of the
Thank you.
nature of how much investment you've put into, thank you whoever had patted Oshio,
That
or
was
was it
me.
yourself? Oh, I love you. You always are so on time with us, but I would imagine that, oh please, oh excuse me, I'm so dumb.
Hmm?
I have my dad joke timer on. I thought I turned it off.
Your dad
It's,
joke timer.
yes, it has a hold on. Oh, it's fine. It does it every 2 hours. Okay. I don't imagine you're interested in an actual like live 2D model kind of animated model, right?
No, no. This sort of model will always be my main kind of model, right? My
Yes,
main
yes.
like I
It does the
maybe I'll
job
maybe
way.
I'll
Yeah.
yeah maybe I'll update it, maybe I'll upgrade it, maybe I'll completely
Hmm.
overhaul it sometime in the future. Though I
Hmm.
honestly I don't really think that's going to happen at least for a long time.
I see.
Mostly because of the insane amount of work involved.
Oh yeah.
But also because I'm still really happy with like all of the art, and I can always like update kind of the art. Like I
Hmm.
when I did my debut in December, right? Like
Yes.
I updated all of the art.
Hmm.
Like just I mostly just focused on like I standardized the face a lot. Like this hip pose is quite a bit updated actually, especially the face from what it used to be. Just in
Hmm.
terms of like making the face as much as I can, look. Although obviously it gets like exaggerated a lot in lots of poses and like that's kind of the point, obviously. But like I wanted to make sure it sort of wasn't like weirdly sort of switching styles because especially early on because with those early poses like I was still learning.
Hmm.
So I was a bit
Yeah.
less standard, I guess.
And I think
Um,
that's why you just stand out so much as a streamer to me.
thank
But
you.
live 2D model aside, have you considered animating with live 2D?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
Like I operate on very much on a basis of like I learn art and I do art and I do this whole streaming thing because it's things that
Yeah.
I want to do and I want to make my own stream as cool and awesome as and funny and silly and entertaining as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So like I'm doing art. Like I learned art literally to make this model.
Right.
Um, so, like I like doing. I want to do things that will make the stream better, and
Of
obviously,
course.
like
Yeah.
I'm not saying live 2D isn't useful or
Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
anything. But I just personally like I like to focus, and I want excuse me, I want to focus on sort of I guess what I would say is like my specialized toolkit, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
my this style of art, traditional style of animation, like it goes well together. It sort of it services almost the brand, right?
Yes,
And
no
like
kidding. You've really settled in on that. And when I think of like retro anime, I honestly think of you and how much like work you put in terms of streaming, like all the effort you
thank
put into
you.
your model and your branding. Like anyone could simply see how
I
hard
feel
you've
so
worked.
too Vespy.
Oh, not
Oh, that's
I.
really pretty.
Thank you. But I haven't drawn my own background. I never animated my own like overlays. Like I really wish I could show off your just your streams in general and your redeems. All your redeems are animations that you've done yourself. Like
Mhm.
I really want to stress to anyone out there who doesn't know how hard you work that you are such an incredible worker. And whenever you're thinking, I guess, of ways to make your stream more fun and such, is there any ideas that you think like you've executed but kind of felt flat and maybe you just didn't do again? Or has everything worked out for you?
Um, in terms of the model, I don't think so. Like
Nice.
I'm pretty happy. I mean, there are things that I want to update,
Mm-hmm.
right? Some of those things are secrets. I'm not going to talk about them.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay, okay.
but some of those things might be related to to the mystery egg.
Oh,
That is
mystery egg.
yeah. Have you yeah this egg? I'll put it in chat. This one.
Oh,
There's a mystery Osho egg at the moment,
what the heck? Is
and
this like
it's
a
gonna.
relation to your Gardic phone streams back whenever I don't know? I was thinking of like Pokemon mesh mashing stuff.
Oh no, not related to Gartic
Okay,
Phone.
ignore me. Just ignore me.
It's just a mystery egg.
Mm-hmm.
It's been on stream for a week or so, and it's eventually, who knows when, it's gonna hatch into something.
Oh my
And
gosh! Do we have an
who knows what?
ETA or is it gonna be a surprise?
No ETA yet.
Okay, okay, okay. Oh, how exciting! Well then, we all look forward to that.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, in terms of stuff that I don't know want to
mm-hmm.
improve, I guess. I mean, I always want to improve my art, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Also, no connection to mix it up
Please
overlays
don't
flashed
look
on
at that.
screen.
Don't look at that. Don't look at that. No, I'm sorry. Oh, it's not real. It's not real. It was just a sparkle in your eye, you know?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Um, I yeah, I mean, like I always want to improve my art, and like that, I feel like there's so many places that I could get better at my art. Like I look at I don't know if you know like a big inspiration for my art. I don't know if you
Oh,
know the artist Blue the Bone.
no, but I will look them up right
Um,
now.
yeah, Blue the Bone does amazing retro style art. It's very it's quite quite saucy. You know, they make it look
Ooh.
they make it look very sexy, which I'm very jealous of because I sort of
Oh
the art
my
style that comes
gosh.
naturally to me and the stuff that I draw, you know, it like I've kind of like ended up going towards a very like I draw very cute art, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like most people don't look at my art and think that it's sexy, apart from maybe a couple of pieces. And like you know, I it's not that it's not that I want, you know, have any interest in like super honing in on like not safe for work art.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for posting the link, by the way.
Yeah.
Um, it's not like I, you know, have any interest in like super honing on not safe for work art, but I very much would like to be able to draw, you know, very sexy ladies.
Ooh.
And yeah, I think a lot of it is in like perspective and posing and that
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. Like I really want to do more fun perspective things. Like I've definitely started with a few things I've been doing.
It's hard.
A bit of perspective stuff, but yeah, perspective is very difficult. But you know, it kind of just takes practice, really.
Of course. And I'm under the impression that you're very good at focusing. Would that be true?
Like in general, just like on things I want to do.
Yeah, because when I think about that you have such a long streaming streak and you have all these cool animations and you've worked on all your overlays, like in my head I get very lazy and I procrastinate a lot and such. I wonder like do you not go through that as well? Because with all the
No, I
work you
do.
do, I can't imagine it'd be that often or even much at all, honestly.
No, it is. I mean, I will often go through like I don't know. I'd say like non-productive and productive streaks, I guess.
Mhm.
Like you know, probably very neurodivergent of me, I think. Where I'll often sort of spend a while, like a month longer, or at least several weeks, struggling to do. I say struggling, like I'll still do things off stream, but I feel to me like I'm not progressing in the things I want to. Like often there's like a if there's like a big project I want to do things on, I'm not really making progress on that, but also be making progress on other things.
I see.
Also, welcome Raiders. Hi there.
Oh, goodness. Hello, Jin. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you for raiding me today. I am having a small talk with the Oceanax. And,
Hello, that is me.
yes, that's her. She is the retro girl magical VTuber. And I'm in love with her, honestly. And she's talking.
I,
Yes, she's talking about well, I asked her about procrastinating and stuff, and apparently she experiences it too, despite all the work she goes through. That leads kind of more into my next question as well. How do you overcome those things, and what are some of the things that you feel like you procrastinate on? Because I genuinely, you know, like I said before, I can't imagine.
I mean, in terms of overcoming it, um, I I'm I think part of this is a very me thing.
I see.
Um, I I like and this is also why I stream every day, right? I'm very good at doing something
Mm-hmm.
if I keep doing it. Like if I'm doing it all the time and every day, and I don't allow myself to make any excuses whatsoever to not do that thing, then I'm very good at keeping on doing it.
That's
Right. That's why
keep
I
the
stream every
momentum
day
going.
because
Yeah.
yeah, I can't not do it. Like I
Mm-hmm.
can't break the streak. I have to keep doing it. So I keep doing it. And that keeps motivating me and keeps making me do it, and I enjoy it obviously, which is why I do it in the first place. Um, so like in terms of sort of like if I just like suddenly get a burst of inspiration to do something,
Mm-hmm.
then I will try to keep on doing it, right? To keep up the streak and to not stop doing it. Um, but you know, obviously that's not always the case, and sometimes I'll
Mm-hmm.
slip out of it. And like at the moment, I feel not as productive. I've been I've been playing lots of Monster Hunter off stream instead of doing other things. Um,
what
like yeah, there's something I'm trying to work on at the moment, and I've just been playing Monster Hunter. But
what other things
yeah.
would you be working on?
Well, something I'm working on at the moment is a secret, so I'm not gonna
Oh,
talk about
okay,
that.
okay, okay. And that kind of stuff you
But
have
like
to work off
in the
stream.
past,
I
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Okay.
But like I mean new expressions, like that's something I'm always working on. Like I always want to add new
Mm-hmm.
expressions and stuff. One thing that I have talked about, that's not coming yet, but that I'd like to get out sometime this summer
Mm-hmm.
is I would like to release a new Osho outfit. Because you know I've got these here I'll show off the where is it bin again. So I have two outfits. So I have the schoolgirl outfit I was just in,
Yes.
and this outfit, which is hope that wasn't too loud, which is
No.
my magical outfit, as I'm a
Let's
magical
go.
girl. Um, and for a long time now, since I made this model a very long time ago, or
Mm-hmm.
made the start of this model, I should say. I probably debuted the full version of it. I say full version of it; it's constantly a work in progress. But um, that was debuted in December, and but yeah, like I made this model like a couple of weeks into streaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so almost 2 years ago, to be honest. Um, and yeah, like I want to do a new outfit. Like I've always since I started.
Any
I've been
sneak
talking about
peek?
like
Any teasers?
I haven't started working on it yet, so
Oh,
no.
I'm
But
so curious.
I can say what the plan is
Yes,
because I
please.
this is public. I've talked about this.
Okay, okay, okay.
So I would like to do since I said it's coming out in summer, I'd like to do a summer O show,
Bathing
some
suit?
kind of like some
Swimsuit?
kind of bathing suit, some
Oh,
kind of
let's
swimsuit type thing.
go!
I think would be really cute. Um, Maybe some other things as well to go along with it. But yeah, like that's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do something like that. I hope it won't be too difficult for a first outfit, especially because
Mm-hmm.
so this outfit I have right now,
Yes.
my magical outfit. It's a very skin tight outfit. It's kind of like a leotard type thing.
Yeah.
It's designed to be, I don't know, like I had in mind, I like this kind of outfits anyway, but I also like I had in mind sort of, jumping around in martial arts and athletics and sort of things. Like that's the kind of
Ooh.
magical girl I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a very punch and kick type of magical girl. Um, and a bathing suit, a swimsuit is also very skin tight. So there's less to draw, I guess.
I would
Like
think so.
it shouldn't, yeah, it shouldn't be compared to something like very complicated,
Mm-hmm.
like
But
a
you would,
maid outfit or something.
yeah.
I hope that it shouldn't be too much work. But I do the thing with doing a new outfit
You would
is
have to animate it for every of the poses, right?
yeah,
Oh, goodness.
every single pose, every single instance of my
Yeah.
model, which not only poses includes, the transformation. I mean, I'll probably
Mm-hmm.
do a different transformation or something for the new thing. I don't know exactly what I'll
Ooh,
do.
okay, okay,
But
okay.
there's lots of different sort of little things. Like there's my ref sheet as well. I need to draw and like
Mm-hmm.
kind of sudden silly mean things like this.
Oh my god!
And I yeah, like it's a lot. It's like it's like it's over 50 drawings at least. It's probably closer to 100.
That's
Um,
insane. Do you know how long that might take you?
um, at least a month.
Really?
maybe longer. It depends
For
on
all of the
how.
animations?
Probably longer.
God
Probably
damn!
close to 2 months,
Okay.
I'd estimate.
I see, I see.
But it's hard to say. It depends on how focused I can be.
Mhm.
Because again, when I focus on something, when I'm kind of in the streak, I can just like wake up and start working on something, and then
To
keep
me,
working on it, and then stream, and then and then that's my entire day.
right.
So like yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get it done in, I've got a I work well when I've for something like that when I've got a deadline, which is why I'm setting this, summer deadline. I'll set like a more
Okay.
strict deadline as I get closer to it. But
Yeah.
again, there's a couple of things I'm going to do first.
Mhm. If
So
you're
we'll
comfortable
see.
sharing, I forgot. You consider yourself a full-time streamer? Full-time content creator?
Yes.
My goodness.
Well, I am.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like I consider myself one. I am one. I make all of my money off of streaming and arting, and I
Mhm.
guess technically also merch now.
I see.
So
So I guess then, like you have all the time you'd like to dedicate then, to content creating and stuff. Do you think? Oh, how do I word this? Do you think that you'd be able to live off of content creating for a while?
I mean, I've kept going for a while.
Mm.
It's working out for me at the moment. Obviously, I'm not earning a whole lot. It helps that I'm very frugal of a
Mm-hmm.
person. I'm very bad at spending money on things that I don't need to spend money on, and stuff like that. Like
Good
I
habit.
save money very well, which definitely helps. I'm also in a fortunate situation where I don't have very high rent and stuff. Um, and Yeah, so like I'm able to make it work at the moment.
I see.
And obviously a part of that is because I have a very generous community as well. When quite a while ago now, it's about kind of more towards last summer.
Ooh, yeah.
I did a fundraising event. Um, more in the autumn actually, because it was for my when that was when I like decided, I guess, to be like, oh yeah, Osho, you've basically been trans for a while. Just
Mm-hmm.
get on with it and just you know go the full mile and just get on HRT already.
Right.
Um, Only problem is in the UK it's terrible.
Aw.
So I pretty much needed to go private, which is money and
Mm-hmm.
expensive. But my amazing community raised some money to pay for that or help pay for that.
Let's go.
Um, so that's very good because otherwise, like if I hadn't had stuff like that, and if I didn't continue to have such a supportive, amazing community, and so many people commissioning me as well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm deadlocked in commissions at the moment. There's so many. Um, that that all helps me keep doing this for a living because like if I had to, I have actually worked jobs early on
Mm-hmm.
during my streaming career, kind of up to last like the not last December, sorry, the December before that, the year before that.
It so last
When
December was when you went full time?
not like the December that we just had, like the one
Oh,
before that.
the one
It was
before
a little
that,
bit
yeah.
after that. It was more in the spring, I think it was more in the summer.
Oh gosh, okay.
I can't remember exactly when I stopped. But I was doing like delivery driving work.
Oh, okay, okay.
I basically stopped that because like I I was like I just realized that like it just wasn't paying at all.
Really?
Like, well, there's fuel costs, there's insurance costs for the bike. Um,
Mm-hmm.
for a job like that, unless you're doing it like all the time, um, it doesn't pay very well.
I see.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah, I sold the bike and stuff like that, and managed to keep going with content creating with
Let's
because
go.
I yeah
Honestly, that's a
so
dream.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like obviously savings is part of it as well. You like,
Mhm.
especially early on, like I was just kind of slowly draining my savings.
That's
But
stressful.
like at this point, like I'm at the point where I'm no longer draining savings. I'm like at least keeping it up, which is really
That's
good.
so
Like it's a
good.
dream, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just hope to uh again, although I'm surviving off of it, like I'm not. really, I don't have a lot put aside, that kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like,
I see. I see.
if an emergency were to happen or anything like that, I would be in trouble.
Mm-hmm. It's not comfortable.
So
You're not comfortable yet.
yeah,
I get
yeah,
that.
like, I obviously,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously more money, and being able to scale up and like that's what I'm trying to do with merch as
Of
well.
course. Yeah.
Like just obviously I'm not I don't mean to say that as if like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
definitely not streaming to make money. Um and I'm
One
not
second.
doing merch and stuff to make money. Um and all of that kind of thing.
Right. Oshio, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I need to go address something really quick. I'm
No,
so
it's okay.
sorry.
I'll entertain your chat for a
Thank you
sec.
so much.
All right. Hi chat. We got some exclusive Osho time now. How you doing? Everyone make sure you take a break, get some water, hydrate. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Has anyone had some nice food today? I had some pizza earlier. It was very nice. When did I start streaming? I started streaming. I can tell you exactly. I started streaming 640 days ago, which was I think the 20th or 21st of June, the year before last. So almost 2 years. I've been going for like sort of a year and not quite half, but yeah. Well, not quite 2 years. Sorry, a year and more than a half. More Osho time. Yeah, nice to meet you too. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Sorry. Nice to meet you too, Clunia. That's crazy. Yeah. Has it been a good 640 days? It has. It's been an amazing time. I'm so happy that I decided to do this. That I mean I just sort of like I just did it on a whim. Like I just sort of as I mentioned earlier, I just had like an idea for this model that I thought was unique, that I wanted to do, and I just sort of did it, and then I just sort of kept doing it, and just kept growing things, and you know putting my all into it because I really like I really soon discovered that do I stream exclusively art content then? Not exclusively. I do stream art every day, but I do other things as well. Or this Friday actually, I'm going to be playing Elden Ring with a
Ooh.
good friend of mine. I appear on other people's streams as well to play games, to chat, whatever. I played some Lethal Company like last Sunday. That was really fun with a bunch of friends. That was really cool. I do Monster Hunter a lot on Fridays, not this Friday, but on most Fridays at the moment we do lots of Monster Hunter. I used to do lots of Gartic Phone as well. How many days out of the week do I stream usually? Well, Lucy, like I said, I stream every day. So that's 7 days out of the week. I stream every single day. I do not take days off. I am live every single day at around the same time. Sometimes a little early. On Tuesdays, it's a little early. Hi Vespi, welcome
Hi,
back.
thank you.
Big streamer. Hi Dexter.
Sorry about that. Thank you.
That's okay.
What are you talking about?
Chat was just asking a couple of questions about if I do only art and how long I've been streaming and stuff like that.
Let's
Um,
go.
so yeah, I was just answering a couple of bonus questions there for chat.
Hehe. You guys supposed to redeem those losers. Just kidding. I appreciate you guys. I wanted to ask this a little bit back. Wait.
Mhm.
Was there any wrapping up thoughts? I can't remember what we were talking about. I'm sorry.
No, I forgot as well.
Fuck.
I'm I'm pretty bad at like
No.
I lose my train of thought very easily.
Understandable. Okay, well, we'll come back to it if it happens. But I wanted to ask. So you said that this isn't your first model. I'm curious on what
Hmm.
your first
Do you want
model
to
looked
see?
like.
I
You
can show
have it
you.
still, please. Yes, I'd be so
I can pull it
interested.
up.
Yes, 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 yes.
Let me find it. Hang on. So that if you give me a moment, I need to
Oh,
need to
take
dig
all
it
the
up.
time you need.
It should be here. That's not it actually. I have a folder called Old Avatar, but that's my before debut one. But you're talking about the older one,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
which is I think it's here. Yes, it is. Found it. This.
Oh, she's from
Comes me.
Non Non Biori,
Um,
maybe. No, 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 no.
She's from, no, she's from, oh my god, I forgot the name of it. The Kinnear Mosaic. She's Karen from Kinnear Mosaic.
Yes!
Um,
Yes, I recognize that bun.
yeah, she's very cute. I'm gonna put off to the side a little bit.
Very, very cute.
I like so I was always fully transparent about this. Like that's just a trace. I didn't like draw that out myself. I
Mm-hmm.
basically was like I have this idea for because I had the idea for like animating the model in this certain way.
I see.
Um, and I was like, I want to test to see if that would work,
Okay.
right? To see if that would be possible to do. So because I didn't do art at that time, I was like, well, I'm just gonna trace some things. Again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not claiming. I never
Of
claimed
course.
ownership of it
Yes, yeah.
as like my own design and my own art.
Mm-hmm.
But I traced a few different poses, and I'll show you some of the other poses as well. So there was this, which was like the casual one.
Mm-hmm.
I had a crying one like this.
Aww.
I had an excited one.
Oh
These are
my
sort of
gosh.
proto.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
You
There's
come
also
so
this scared one.
far. That's a
And
good reaction
this,
meme.
so before I had the proper sort of frames between my model,
Mm-hmm.
I was actually operating off the idea that I could have a sort of single standard frame that was like a blur to switch between the different poses. So I had
Oh,
this, which is kind of just, a bunch of
yeah,
a mess
yeah.
of lines.
Blur
But
motion.
when, yeah, like in between, like it would sort of, switch. It
Mm-hmm.
would use that to switch between the poses.
Did
And
it work well?
yeah, it worked okay. It
That's
worked as intended,
amazing.
pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, it yeah, and then but I eventually moved towards this sort of model, and yeah, just made it
You
better over time, pretty much.
really have, and
Um,
it just it's become so polished, Oshio. I'm
thank
really
you.
so proud of you. What the heck? I
That's very
think
kind.
yeah, I think when we first started meeting each other, you had already adopted at least the schoolgirl outfit as well as the magical
Yeah.
girl one.
Well, I had pretty much both outfits from the start when I started the
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah. Well, so like again, so like this pose and the hands on hip pose were like the first two poses I did.
Yeah, yeah.
Um and I drew them with the magical and the schoolgirl outfit, like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like those two outfits coexisting were like always there from the start.
Yeah, that's a concept
Um
too. Like the magical
yeah, for
girl. So
the magical girl
yeah, yeah.
concept, yeah.
Okay.
Um but yeah, again, like those two poses, like the original versions of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um quite early. I can tell you actually because I have my early when I was drawing, I kept I haven't didn't done this for ages, but I kept like a folder full of like all my daily drawings
I see.
at the start, and I still have it, so I can go back and tell you that daily drawing number 19 was the first finished art of my model,
I see.
which was this pose, looking slightly different, slightly less refined, mostly the same though.
Really quick, how many
And then
dailies do you have at the moment?
today's day 640.
So you have a daily. So you draw. Oh, oh my. Okay.
Well, I draw every day. I don't necessarily finish a piece every day, but I draw every
Oh,
day.
okay. I see. Where is that image?
I can the it's just this model but slightly different. I can
Oh, okay.
it'll be better if I pull up the sorry, hang
Mm.
on. I go here and yeah, so if I show this pose,
That's
this
what you
is
mean.
yeah, so this is actually very
Okay.
slightly different.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if I yeah, there you go. You can see how like the face shape is different for my
Mhm.
new one.
Mm.
That's the old face shape, which like yeah, like I updated it to be a bit more in line with
You
kind
look
of
like a mom
how
and her daughter.
don't talk to me and my daughter ever again.
Yes. Okay. Ooh. Oh, my meme brain. Woo. Oh my gosh. Actually, would you
Mhm.
ever? I'm sure you have considered, but like make your like a VTuber child. I'm not sure if anyone's like tried to commissioning you for something exactly like you have. Mm-hmm.
Someone has asked like, could I commission you for this sort of model?
Mm-hmm.
I've made plenty of PNG tubers. I
Right.
make lots of PNG tubers, like
Yeah.
regular PNG tubers, often with many poses.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the sort of model that I have, I do not take commissions for, and I probably wouldn't make for anyone else,
It's really
purely
detailed.
because of
Mm-hmm.
it is an insane amount of work.
Right.
Like it is, I, I mean, it took like a year of work to. This wasn't just for my model, but for all of the things for my December debut. But
Mm-hmm.
it took a year of work to get all of that together,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like it took a very long time to get all the animations sorted and like plan things out and like draw everything. And yeah, it is a very time consuming process. And if I were to do that for someone else, it would just take a very very long time.
Yeah, and that would take
Um,
you away from your own projects, and you have so many, I
And
bet.
it I can't even begin to fathom how much I would have to commission for, like, how much I would charge for
Right.
it, because it would
Mm-hmm.
be a very big number, for that amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a very big number.
Hmm. Actually, so going off a little bit of a tangent here, how did you come
Mhm.
across VTubers?
I mean, I've followed VTubers pretty much, since the start, as they say,
You're an
since the OG.
OG?
I'm an OG.
No
I watched
way!
Kids
Oh my
I watched Kids.
god! Okay, okay.
Damn.
Holy shit, that's rare.
I'm ancient, I know.
Mhm. No, don't
So
say that.
I've been following VTubers for a long time.
I see.
Um, I started with the Kids in Her Eye. I watched a couple of the other like pretty big ones back then.
Hmm.
Mostly a lot of the big ones. I started with Kids in Her Eye.
Of course,
I watched
yeah.
like Kaguya Luna as well.
Hmm.
And then kind of took a bit of a dip from VTubing for a little bit. But when Hololive Third Generation came out,
JP?
um, pardon?
The JP branch site?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh god,
JP.
that's early, early.
Um, yeah, quite early. Specifically Picora, got
Ah,
me into Hololive and then into lots of,
going
I got into
back
loads
on.
of Hololive and like the various, Hololive
Hmm.
generations and following that into I was actually I was also following so I was following Nyanas before she was a VTuber as well.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Um
okay.
and obviously then Nyanas also became a VTuber. I
Hmm.
think Nyanas was the first English VTuber I knew. Um
Oh.
and then Iron Mouse as well. I
Hmm.
was following Iron Mouse before Iron Mouse really blew up.
Holy shit, with her
Like
really early Vroid
yeah,
model? Or oh.
I remember lots of
Hmm.
old Iron Mouse
That
things.
is insane, Oshio.
And was there anything else? But and then obviously there was a whole live English as well,
Hmm.
which so yeah, pretty much as soon as Picora that sort of dragged me back into VTubing, and that's when I really really got into VTubing. But that was
Let's fucking
still
go.
like big VTubers,
Hmm.
right? Like nowadays, I pretty much since I started streaming myself, I've been very rarely watching those big VTubers.
Hmm.
Um, because I'm just so involved now in the smaller VTuber communities,
That makes
and
sense.
all of my friends, and I just love to watch my friends stream, and now anytime that I would take to watch big streams, it just doesn't even cross my mind to watch a big streamer. I just wanna I'm addicted to talking in chat and the streamer responds to me.
No, for
I like to talk to
real.
people now. It's
It's a
really
different
nice.
community for sure.
Yeah, it's really nice. I really like it. It's been really interesting as well because as someone, I don't know if you experience this kind of thing as well. I don't know what got you into VTubing and finding smaller VTubers as well. But
Hmm.
obviously because I was into bigger VTubers at the start, and until I started streaming myself, I just wasn't involved in any smaller communities at
I
all.
know exactly. I get
And
exactly
then I
what you
was like, oh
mean.
my gosh, there's so many smaller VTubers, and
Hmm.
it's like you just kind of open up to this enormous it's not like one community, but so many.
It's like a
um
galaxy. So
yeah,
many,
it's
so
crazy.
many. Hmm.
Yeah, it's like, oh my, until then you could only see the solar system,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh well, there's quite a lot out there.
That's just to put it lightly too, because
Mm.
well, yeah, that's just about it. But I'm curious too. Nowadays, where is there a content that you particularly enjoy watching?
Um, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
I like I like just chatting streams. I like art, obviously. I'm huge on
Mhm.
art streams. I love watching people do art.
Yeah.
Um, I like watching people play games that I like or games that look cool and cute and comfy.
Mhm.
Um, just kind of, games that interest me, I guess. Like,
That makes sense.
when my friends are playing Elden Ring, I'll usually be there.
Yeah.
When I've been enjoying Monster Hunter a lot, and I've been watching a bunch of my friends play Monster Hunter. Um, I uh, I quite like kind of cozy games as well. That's
Mhm.
kind of just chatting but with extra steps.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not really a fan of. I don't really tend to watch sort of FPS type games or like third person shooter type games. I'm just not into it. It's just
Understandable.
not my thing.
Understandable.
So like, I mean, no hit to Valorant players and whatever. But it's just not really my jam. I just like
Mhm.
I have so many friends. Usually, if someone's doing that, I'll probably tune into someone else's stream.
Of course, yeah.
Um, but I usually like to say hi, even if someone's playing that, I'll often say
Mhm.
hi and then just
You're very much a social
lurk or something.
butterfly, I found. Like, if I'm somewhere,
I
you usually pop up and I'm like, "Oh, hey, I know it's you."
I just like I've really enjoyed meeting new people and like
Mhm.
kind of making friends.
You're
Like
very friendly. Thank
I
goodness.
I mean, that's the thing, because kind of before streaming really helped me with this kind of thing, because before streaming, I didn't really have many friends like, I mean, I had friends. Like, don't get me wrong, I had friends.
Right, right.
Uh
Socializing, though, I think
it
just is
was
different.
yeah, like most of my friends are online. Most of my friends still are online. I barely have any IRL friends. Um, I but like I had a few friends in like a small and kind of isolated community, and a couple like in another community as well.
Mhm.
Um, but like streaming, it kind of just like I don't know. I just really like meeting cool new streamers and seeing their cool stuff and like hanging
Mhm.
out in their streams and like um I as someone like talking to people through text is very much my jam,
Yeah.
right? Like I enjoy talking to people face to face like this. I say face to face over call, but you know what I mean. Um but like hanging out in streams and either whether I'm the one streaming and people are talking to me through text, or if someone else is streaming and everyone else and me are talking to them through text, it's very nice to have the way I describe it is like you're operating just on one person's like pace, right?
Right.
When I've said this a lot, although I'm talking a lot right now, and I talk a lot on stream, as soon as I'm around more than maybe like three people, I will get very quiet. I can't really help it. I also hi
Hi,
Wooty, welcome
Woody!
in. Oh my
Welcome,
gosh.
Raiders! Hello, Woody! The best magical girl in the end. It's true. I
You're
have her
supposed to
right
be rating
here!
you're supposed to be rating Vespi. Don't do
No!
a don't do a
Today is
raid
all
message about
about
me.
Oshio. We're here for you, baby girl.
Uh,
Shh, it's
thank
okay. Just
you.
let it. Right
Thank
now.
you.
Oh, you're so cute. Hello, welcome, Raiders. We're interviewing the lovely Oshio right now, and we were just
Hello, that
talking
is me.
about online communities and talking online versus
Hmm.
in real life and stuff. And please go on.
What was I saying? I lose track of my train of thought very
No,
easily.
no worries.
Um,
You were discussing about how when there's a lot of people, usually you find yourself,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, like I'll get quiet when I'm around more people, especially if there's people in a group I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
or like um I mean mainly although even if I do know more people, like I'll just I can't really I don't know what it is. I feel like I just blend into the background very easily. There's
Mm-hmm.
like I have that sort of quality. If there are people around, I can't stand out very well. it's
Mm.
hard to explain. I've been like this for a long time. Um, and um, but yeah, like when if it's just like when I'm in people's streams, in people's chats, or when people come into my chat,
Mhm.
because it's operating just at one person's pace, it's so much easier.
Yeah. But
It
when you
like
throw in a bunch of conductors, it's like
yeah,
a crazy train almost sometimes.
yeah.
Would you consider yourself more introverted than extroverted?
Oh, for sure. I'm
Okay.
very
Yeah, yeah,
introverted.
yeah, yeah.
I very much cannot live without sort of having time to myself.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um, I what like I really wanted, and I keep saying this, that I want to do more stuff in the Discord and more hangouts in the Discord and stuff. But
Mm.
I just really like having time to myself off of stream.
That's
Like
understandable. Like, you stream all
um,
day anyway with chat, right?
yeah,
Like, how can
I it's true, it's true.
I can't imagine coming
Um,
back off stream just to hang out with your chat off stream.
yeah,
So it's like, yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. But actually, your community I found is very friendly and really cool.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm genuinely impressed as well. Sometimes I see your chat is very, very, very busy. Do you find that you're still able to familiarize yourself with your community as it grows?
Yeah, um I don't feel that I struggle at all to keep up with chat, at least at the moment. Who
Mm,
knows what will
mm.
happen in the future, but I've been complimented before on my ability to, you know, keep up with chat and pretty
Yeah,
much
you're
read every
really good at
message.
that. Holy.
I mean, it helps that I do art, right?
Mm,
And like when I'm doing art, like it's um there's not something pressing in front of me. Like I can just look over to chat whenever I want. With
mm-hmm.
a game or something, it's a lot harder. I find it a lot harder to concentrate on other things when I'm doing a game. Um, but often during a game, chat will slow down anyway.
Yeah.
So like yeah, like I don't know. I I sorry, my brain is turning off at the moment. Um, like I really like the community that is
Mm-hmm.
being built, and like I'm honored to have so many people who are here, like not just now here, but in my streams
Mm-hmm.
here, and like in the Discord here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, it's really nice, like, and it's I I that kind of thing comes about, I guess. Just like it's hard to wrap your head around,
Mm-hmm.
but like people will join who match the vibe,
Exactly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get kind of like, you know, I don't want to say jealous of some people, but like I like your community a lot, Vespi, because I think you're very funny and you attract lots of very funny people, and like you know, I I feel like a very I feel like a very say so and not I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm not very good at like quipping and things like that.
I see, like
Um
banter and whatnot.
yeah, I feel like I'm bad at banter, and like
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I don't know. I don't want to be overly nice, but I can't help it. I'm like my natural state of being is just I just want to be nice, and I guess I do like though that inherently fosters like a very caring and loving and
It really
kind
does.
community,
It really
which I
does.
like because
Mm-hmm.
that's a really nice group to be around. It's really nice
Mm-hmm.
people to be around,
Very
and
supportive, and that's
yeah,
an environment to grow in for sure. Like
mm,
I first of all, I'm honored that you think that, and I just want to also just emphasize that your community is very like active and supportive
thank
and
you.
talkative, and I feel like your community is
Mm.
also silly and goofy. I've seen you
They
banter with your
are.
community a lot as well. I yeah, so yeah. What how would you describe your community if you could? I guess in like maybe 3 words. Let's go. Yeah, 3 words
um,
to describe your community.
3 words. I'd probably say comfy, cozy, silly.
Silly. Yes, yes, yes.
I
That
think
that.
silly is a good word. I was gonna say crazy, but I don't think crazy is right, but I think silly. I think we're
Mhm.
very silly. You know, we mess around, we do dumb, silly things sometimes. You
Mhm.
know, chat bullies me. I bully them back sometimes. I'm not very good at it. Um, but like most of the time, oh, thank you for the follow, by the way.
Let's go.
Most of the time, it's very 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 cozy. I like to think very chill.
Mhm.
Maybe chill would be a better word than comfy and cozy. I mean, pretty much the same thing.
I can kind of see that.
Comfy chillin', silly.
Mhm.
Um, because I mean, part of that's also because I do art, right? It's very
Yeah,
very
yeah.
very laid back, very relaxed. Um, yeah. I don't
Well,
know. What
I
about you, Vespi?
oh.
3 words for your community. I'm turning this on you. Better have thought about
Uh,
this.
let me look in the crowd and just see who's here.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I really think my community is very funny. I think they're
I do
full
think
of
so.
I think my community is also full of talented folks. Like every single one of them
Yeah.
is really passionate about something or someone, and
Mm.
I really admire that. And so funny, talented, and oh my god, sleep deprived. They're always sleep deprived. Not single. I think I'm the only one I know that has a regular sleep schedule. So I'm very
Oh,
disappointed.
no.
So fuck you guys. Keep your sleep together. Yeah, what are
Chat,
you doing,
no, get some good
Woody?
sleep, chat.
Europeans, I'm looking at you.
Get some good sleep or else.
Oshia
Sleep's
works
very
full
important,
time, so
okay?
she's fine. But Woody, I know you have work tomorrow. But but that's just my community. But
Mm.
Oshio's community is very comfy. If I'm at work, I love chilling in your chat because everyone's like you. I think Woody said earlier in chat, you're very attentive to chat, and chat seems really attentive as
You
you
must
as
be
well.
kind.
No, it just it's just the facts. I'm really happy to see that your community is even here today as well, and some have asked questions, and I can't wait to get to that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, small tidbit. If you guys would like to ask Oshio a question, please feel free to redeem it in the channel redeem shop. We'll answer them at the end of the stream. But yeah. Starting out though, did you feel like your community? I feel like when we start out as streamers, our community is
Mm.
kind of like up in the air and stuff. So, and sometimes we'll even get like, weirdos in chat. Have you experienced like maybe like someone you had to instantly ban because they came in and did something weird? Like, what's your
Oh
experience with
yeah.
having
Oh
to
yeah.
ban people? Like,
I
I
mean,
live, yeah.
you never really that never really stops. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like you get um people like that will come in all the time.
Do you
I
feel
say all the time though
desensitized?
because I don't know, I kind like when I started streaming, like I was obviously aware
Mm-hmm.
that that kind of thing happens, and
Yeah, yeah.
especially like my worst experience with that were during Gartic phone streams.
Mm-hmm. Oh my
Gartic phone kind
goodness.
of
Yeah.
can get quite bad with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, like usually most of the time in the Gartic phone channel, also hi
Hi
Dell.
Dell, welcome Raiders! Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you had a good stream, Dell. Going vroom vroom. Yes, I'm here today with the Oshio. I'm interviewing her, and right now
That
we
is
are
me.
yes, right now we're talking about like weirdos and experiencing having to
Yeah.
ban some fuckers, for being weird. So, Oshio, if you would please.
Yeah, so yeah, my worst experience with that was in Gartic phone category. But I'm quite a lenient person.
You
Um
you you are?
I yeah. I will I mean I'll ban someone if they're very obviously, someone
Okay.
comes into my stream saying like slurs or whatever, they're
Oh
gonna
yeah, yeah, of
obviously.
course.
Um
But you would give
but
someone a lot of
I
chances.
yeah, I give people a lot of a lot of like
Mm-hmm.
benefit of the doubt. Like I let people, um, people like ban or time out or whatever if people aren't quite matching the vibe. I usually give people the benefit of the doubt. I usually just warn them. Um, like I kind of want to be better with that. At sort of keeping the sort of the vibes, I guess. Like some people, like I'm not gonna name names, but like sometimes people will come into the chat
Mm.
and sort of talk about like very that they have topics that just switch to and talk about,
Off
and
topic things, yeah.
off topic, and I don't say depressing, but like,
Mm.
things that are just kind of like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but things that aren't really the vibe, right?
Right, yeah.
Um,
There's a lot
and
of
I
rules
want to
you'll
be
see.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, sorry,
sorry.
go ahead.
Just small tidbits in VTubing channels. You'll see like this rule. I'm like, no off topic, no off topic stuff, please. And
Mm.
I think like that's probably the number one easily broken rule. Like people come in and do whatever.
Yeah, I
So
mean the thing with that, right? Like, is conversation flows and people will come in and say things that they've done today or whatever.
hmm
And like I think that's fine. Like, it's a
yeah,
very
yeah.
it's hard. Like, I think it it almost like, it's hard. You can only really notice it if it's like a recurring thing and a recurring topic, I think.
I see. Okay.
Right.
Would you
Um
consider it? I might be wrong here. Like trauma dumping a little, or like is it just?
Not really, just kind of
hmm
like specific topics
I see. Okay, okay.
that um I guess complaining
Mm-hmm.
is the best way to describe
Venting.
it, like a little bit, not
Uh
exactly
huh.
venting, but complaining about things.
Yeah.
And there again, I'm not going to name names, and I really don't like to
Please.
sort
Yeah.
of um, put anyone like, do no one, please, no one here think that you are the person I'm talking about.
Right. Of course.
This is
Of
a very
course.
rare thing, and just like something off the top of my head.
Mm.
And it's only something that, like, it's not like I would and again, I wouldn't want to ban anyone over this, right?
Okay.
Because they're not I don't really feel like they're doing anything wrong.
Mhm.
It's more that they don't, like, get the vibe yet.
Mhm.
They're I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, I don't wanna, if I'm banning someone, I would ban someone if they're doing something wrong.
Of course. Yeah.
If they're doing something and they're being a person that, I just do not want myself or my community to be around at all,
Mhm.
right? Um, but if someone's just like a bit awkward, basically, is the best way to describe it. Like, that's the best way to describe it. Like, people can be
Ah.
awkward. Lots of people can be awkward.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like to punish people for being awkward because everyone can be awkward.
Right. And
Like, it
mm,
like, and it can make things awkward, but usually 90% of the time it's fine. Like, I'll just, if there's like an awkward message in chat, I'll usually skim past it a little bit.
mhm.
Or like, I'll try to change topics or something, or like tell them. I want to be better though at telling people.
Mhm.
And
Give
yeah,
people
just
an
kind of
opportunity
important.
to learn. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
That's
because
beautiful. You're beautiful.
yeah,
What the fuck?
thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Um,
Well, I feel like this kind of thing is more prominent on the internet space where everyone is
mm,
freely like people are feel more free on the internet, right? So it's kind of
mm,
harder as well to like tell them like, oh, the vibe isn't quite matching. Like I wouldn't know how to
yeah.
tell them that in my head. There's no words to formulate there.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult, and that's again why I struggle to say
hmm
it and to talk about it. And like, again, I do not want to appear that I'm like, complaining or anything.
Yeah, I totally understand.
There's no one who is in my stream that I do not want in my stream. Like, if I
Exactly.
don't want you in
hmm
my stream, then I'm gonna ban you. Um, and that would only be for, sorry, excuse me, and that would only be for serious offenses,
hmm
right? Like, if it's something minor, maybe a timeout.
hmm
The most common thing that I time people out for, and even then that's rare, is people who are overly sexual,
Oh
which
yeah.
doesn't happen often, but it does happen sometimes, just because um, like, my stream isn't 18 plus,
hmm
and I do have a rule where if someone outs themselves as a minor, then they
hmm
will be gone.
Yeah.
But if someone, like, people who are under the age of 18 are allowed in my stream if they do not out themselves, because if
hmm
they do, then that's making things unsafe for them, and I don't want to
Of course.
harbor that
Yeah.
kind of risk.
Mine is yeah. Mhm.
But in general, I just kind of, the sort of like vibe that I gravitate towards the most, is just sort of not really talking about, or getting into detail, I would say. Like, it's not like we don't talk about things sometimes, but I don't really, go into detail about, like, not safe for work things.
Yeah.
Like, we'll make we'll make silly jokes sometimes, and
Mhm.
I talk a lot about how I like anime girls a lot. But some people don't quite get the vibe because a lot of streamers, and especially a lot of VTubers are 18 plus.
Mhm. And it's also
Um,
just something less on your
and
mind if you don't have to worry about like a kid in your
yeah,
chat. Like just let it,
yeah,
yeah, like the rules out there, protect yourself. Mhm.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, but yeah, like some people like just don't quite get the vibe or just go a bit too far. Like if we're joking about something,
Oh
some people
yeah.
just like it is a hard line to walk. And again, I'm usually quite lenient. High index, but yeah, like it just sometimes comes up, and usually it will just be a timing out. I'll just be like, I'm just going to time you out, and
Mhm.
we'll just change topics, and but I'll unless someone's being extremely horrible and repeatedly
Yeah.
with that kind of topic, like it will usually just be a timeout, and that's it,
Mhm. I
right?
see. Okay.
Um,
Do they usually stop after that? Do timeouts like a timeout's
yeah,
enough?
like
Like a slap
yeah,
off? Oh, that's
yeah,
impressive.
timeout's usually fine. Like if you time someone out, usually I'll time someone out, and then afterwards they'll be like, "I'm sorry, I show," and I'll be like, "Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Like it happens. Like seriously, it's fine."
I see.
Um,
It just
like it
happens.
just yeah, it does.
Mhm.
Nothing's perfect, and you can't. Not everyone always, um, gets. Again, not everyone
Mhm.
gets the vibe all the time, and
Okay.
like even if
True.
even
That's
people who are
very
regular in
true.
the stream don't always get the vibe.
Mhm.
And you can just say like, you just, you're not quite hitting it today.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna time you out, and
Do
and
you
it's just a
mm,
way of like, sorry, but it's
no,
just a way of
please.
like
Mhm.
stopping the almost the conversation there
Mhm.
is what it is. It's like I mean, it's a timeout, right? Like
Mhm.
it's just
Yeah,
a,
putting them in a corner.
I'm just putting you in the naughty corner for a sec. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. Do you
You'll be back soon.
do you feel like you have the same patience for people in real life?
Um, I guess I maybe not. I don't really know. Like
Hmm.
um I don't interact with enough people to really say,
I
to be
see, I
honest.
see.
Like I like I said before, I don't have that many IRL friends.
Mhm.
I very much all of my friends are online, really. Like, I have friends, but I barely see them. It's not really very many of them.
Mhm.
A lot of them are just kind of drifted apart. It's not like I'm, um, you know what I mean.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But like anyone I talk to, I get along with anyway, right?
Mhm.
And it's not exactly the same environment. Like off stream, I can talk about whatever I want.
True.
Um,
Different space for
and
sure.
yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I guess other people that I talk to, um, it's. I mean, online you're meeting a lot more strangers, right? And
True.
it's just harder to get things than in real life. So I feel like I
Yeah, there's
don't
a lot
really
of
experience the
nuance
same
lost.
IRL
Mhm.
for
I th-
me.
yeah, like I think in
It's kind
IRL
of hard.
too, there's like body language people can definitely
Yeah.
see. So yeah, yeah, I get you. I think thus far, regardless, like I've never seen you mishandle anything. Like you seem always
Thank
calm
you.
and poised and
That's very
very.
kind.
From one streamer to another, I admire you truly, truly.
Thank
So
you.
I think you should definitely like hold on to that mentality. It's very
Mm.
understanding and patient, and I'd like to be more understanding and patient. Usually, I have low. I'm sorry, I have no tolerance sometimes, and I'm
No,
just like be gone.
listen,
But
it's totally dependent on the chat. A bunch of my friends are the
mhm.
same way.
Mhm.
I'm told a lot by my friends that I'm too lenient. I probably am too lenient. But it's kind of just the way I am, and like the way I see it, like no one person is perfect in their judgment.
Right.
That's why we as streamers have mods, and
Mhm.
mods can, like, if there's something that you're unsure about, or if there's something that I'm ever unsure about, like I'll talk to my mods about it,
Mhm.
and like just get more viewpoints on it, and like you can find the optimal way to
Yeah.
handle a situation if you're struggling with it. by talking to other people, right?
Sounds like it. You sound very well rounded. You always make sure to like cover your bases, get
Mm,
different like angles at a situation. I think that's cool. That's so cool.
thank you.
I don't know what to say. I say thank you. I'm just okay.
I think part of it's from kind of I have a background working as a moderator and an administrator, not on Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
but for a role playing forum.
Oh, like currently
So
or just past experience?
not anymore.
I see.
I was still part of it for a while
Mm-hmm.
during when I started streaming, but I kind of streaming just became my everything basically. And I just kind of like yeah. I'm still technically an administrator there, but that's
Mm-hmm.
literally only because basically the last person who was admin who gave me admin didn't transfer the Discord server ownership to me.
Oh,
And now that person is totally MIA and we can't contact them. And um, we like
you got
we can't
ghosted?
make yeah they're just gone, right?
Holy
So
shit.
like things still function and stuff and everything's fine,
Mm-hmm.
but like
That's
we can't make
crazy
any more
though.
official admins on
Mm-hmm.
the Discord. At least we can make some on the site still, which is really the important part. But in terms of like if anything is ever needed
Mm-hmm.
on that Discord, like I'm kind of I mean I don't think I would have left anyway, but like
Mm-hmm.
I can't really
It feels
be not
bad.
admin. Well, it's
Yeah.
not that it's not that feels bad. I literally can't because
Oh.
like someone needs to keep admin power so we can do
Mm-hmm.
admin things if needed on the Discord,
I mean, does
right?
it have to be you though? It seems like there's a
Um,
team.
well, I was pretty much the only admin.
Ah, okay.
There's like I mean there are others, but they're pretty much AFK. Pretty much gone
Mm.
also. Some of them show up sometimes, but like um I just I'm just there in the background if they ever need an admin to do anything, basically at the moment.
It sounds
But
very
I
low
mean,
maintenance, so that's good.
yeah, I mean, I mean, I'm not actually admin again. Like I used to be. I
Mm-hmm.
used to actually be an admin. I
Yeah.
used to. But the point is, sorry, someone's calling me.
Oh, no worries.
As in, like,
Oh,
can
she
that
is
person not call me? I
singing.
don't know why I'm being called. Um,
This late
so
too.
like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I hope that.
Um,
Mhm. Are you sure? If it was important, I don't want to.
no, seriously.
Okay, okay.
Um,
On
so yeah.
oh, dude, on top of moderating and being a admin, I remember hearing you say that you went through some teaching certification. Do you
I
think that?
did.
Yes, I want to hear more about that. Yeah, why'd you drop it?
I dropped it because I don't know how it works in the US or anything.
Mm,
In the UK, when you do teacher training,
mm,
there's multiple kinds you can do. The kind I did, which is where you spend most of your time in a school, multiple schools actually. So you'd usually the way it would usually work is you like you join a school and you spend a while there in that school,
okay,
and then sort of halfway-ish through the course, you move to a different school to get a new experience.
okay.
Um, the experience I had, so I started off in one school. That was going okay, but then I had to be moved. Absolutely nothing to do with me. It was the school who decided they didn't want me during the SATs. Um,
You specifically, like,
well,
or was it
they didn't want like a trainee teacher,
I see. Okay,
because as a trainee teacher, you handle the classes, right?
right.
Not
Okay,
all the time, but like you gradually build up to handling the classes more.
okay, okay.
Um, and uh, then I actually no for the no the f- no the first no you know the first school I just left normally at the time that everyone else was moving schools, but the second school I was with them for a bit, but then they were the ones who decided that they didn't want me for the SATs, and I was like, okay, I guess. I mean, that's really lame of you, but I didn't really have a choice, right?
Wouldn't they just find you a replacement school or something?
Yeah, so they sent me to a different school,
I see.
and so that was already out of the ordinary. You're not supposed to have a third school,
Mm-hmm.
but again, literally nothing to do with me. The school just
Mm-hmm.
decided they didn't want a trainee teacher handling classes during SATs,
Weird.
which is very not cool of them. You're not
Okay,
supposed to do that.
I hate them.
But yeah, yeah. And then I joined the third school,
Mm.
and I had a terrible experience in the third school. I had a
What the
very,
fuck?
very awful experience. They were very horrible to me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I basically just like they called me aside one day, the class teacher I was under with the head, and
Uh-huh.
basically spent an hour just ragging on me for like very stupid things.
What the
Um,
fuck?
and I kind of like 10 minutes into that, I basically mentally checked out, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna not come in after today.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I quit. I was like, I sent them an email. I was like, wording in a polite but passive aggressive tone, like I'm not going to be coming in from now on. I decided not to do teacher training anymore. And yeah, I just that
Could
was the end of the teacher training for me, pretty much.
would you not have been able
And
to I know third school's unconventional, but surely you could have had a different one maybe or
I pretty much just decided like if
I see.
this is if I'm gonna have this experience ever at all,
Mhm.
then I don't I kind of decided like I just don't really want to do this anymore. Like I was
I
kind of
see.
just doing it because I I thought it would be nice, and I'd enjoyed helping out in classes before.
Mm.
I'd done kind of teaching assistant kind of stuff in the past, which is a lot less. It's a lot more low maintenance, right? It's a lot less demanding,
Mhm.
and teaching was going okay, but I that just basically made me realize like I don't want to do this. Like I don't want to spend the rest of my life or large portion of my life at least. Being a teacher, it's the job is extremely high demand,
Mhm.
and not high enough pay for what you have to do, and very
Yeah.
stressful and takes up
That's
so
like
much of your
America.
time. Yep, it's as bad in the UK as it is in America for teaching.
Sad.
Um, and yeah, I was just kind of like, this is not what I want. So I stopped doing that. I um, did some other stuff for a while. That's when I started doing the I got my bike license, a full like bike license, and I started doing delivery driving.
Mhm.
And it was during then that I started streaming,
Yeah. And here
and
you
then I
are.
stopped delivering and I just did streaming.
Let's fucking go. I'm so sorry you were treated like that, but in a way, I'm really happy that it got you to this point because I
Me
really
too.
think yes, let's go. Um, Actually, so this leads to like a question, my favorite question I like asking every
Hmm.
guest so far. And
Yeah.
this is going to be a unique one for you because you've essentially reached the dream that I think many of my other guests have tried to achieve, which is
Mm,
full-time streaming. So,
mm,
what if the stars and moon and planets all aligned and everything was perfect, how would
mm.
your daily life look like? Like from what time you wake up to what you eat every day to when you go to bed, what you do every day? Like what would that look like?
Pretty much this. Pretty much
You think
now.
so? Yeah?
I'm very happy with my life right now.
Mhm.
Um, I obviously and I'm saying I stream as a living isn't entirely right because it's mostly art. Like it's mostly commissions. It's mostly commission work that is
Mhm.
my main income. And obviously I'm very lucky that especially at the moment, like I didn't always have a steady flow, but at the moment I have a very steady flow of commissions,
Mhm.
um, which is very good.
Yeah.
And But I mean, yeah, in terms of my schedule right now, my alarm is usually set for 10 a.m.
Mhm.
So I get up about then. I do stuff in the morning a bit, or we often just sort of lounge around, to be honest. Have lunch, um, and then sort of after I've had lunch is usually when I am like, okay, now I'm gonna do off-stream work things or play games, and I have been playing games a bit too much lately, but
Yeah.
um, it like considering like it's worth keeping in mind again. Obviously, I'm streaming every
Yeah.
day, so I
Mhm.
obviously I stream in the evening. After stream, I'll usually hang out in people's streams for a couple of hours,
Mhm.
um, and go to bed between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Um, and That's pretty much my schedule. And I like that schedule. I think it's a good schedule. Works for me. I
Mhm.
don't like getting up too early. It messes with my body and my brain, and I get
Oh
headaches, and
goodness.
it's not fun. Um, so it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I guess the main things that I want to change are pretty much trans related.
I see, I
So
see.
if you want me to get into being very trans for a second,
Feel
I can talk about
free.
that.
If that's what you'd like, I'd like
Um,
to hear that as well.
yeah, I mean, so like the main things I want to change in my life are sort of related to rather than my schedule and I guess my job, and I just I don't really like calling streaming my job, although it technically is, and art is technically my job.
Mm,
My brain doesn't really think of it like that, and that helps definitely because I really enjoy streaming, and
yeah.
I definitely think um, if you want to like being devoted and continuous with it, and like doing it as much as I guess I do,
Mm,
um, you want it to be, and it kind of has to be something that you really enjoy and something that you're doing as a passion. If you're doing it as a job, then like any other job, you're gonna get burned out from it a lot and
mm-hmm.
stop enjoying it and blah blah blah. Um,
Makes a lot of
but
sense.
Yeah, like so in terms of things that I want to change, it's mostly things about me. It's
Right.
mostly the way I look, the way I sound. Although if you were here in my stream earlier, like Vespions, you may have heard that I felt like I had a bit of a breakthrough today,
Today, oh
in terms of
yes.
voice. Yeah, I haven't heard it back, so I don't know how it actually sounds. But I
Mm-hmm.
was feeling quite good about the new and improved Valley Girl voice, I guess, that I was
Yes!
doing.
I think you were
Um,
practicing a little after I left.
um, I could try and do it now. Hang on.
Feel free.
Um, I mean, it was kind of, and I haven't done it in quite a bit now. It was kind of, it was very soft. Like, oh my God, Valley Girl Osho up here. Oh my God, yeah. It was kind of like this. Yeah, Valley Girl Osho. Hi. Hi, it's me. I think this isn't as high pitched as it was before, but it was kind of like this. It was about the soft. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think the softness is the part that it's almost whispery, but I think that really helps. That's the kind of thing that I want to go for. That really works. I think this isn't quite the voice that I had, but it's the best I can do right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Does it hurt at all?
no.
That's so
Um,
cool. I see.
it has for previous voices I've tried. Like the thing with the
Mm.
voice training, I know that you sing, and I know you've done lots of singing practice.
Mm.
And I would love to be able to sing better. I did a bit of singing practice when I did my karaoke stream a long time ago.
Oh,
Um,
I missed it. I'm
I
sad.
I'll probably do another one at some point. But voice training is
Mm.
very different from singing in that getting better at it is a very exploratory sort of experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like you, I mean, practice is good, but it's difficult to practice when you're not there already, if that makes any sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I had, and I still have, I have a Go Voice Redeem on stream, which is like my way of getting practice
A curse.
in. Yeah,
You called it a curse.
that's like a way of getting practice in.
Right.
But I, until today at least, I was very sort of like, I don't know, um, not motivated. Very, it's hard to feel good about practicing a voice when like it feels like you're just repeating a voice that you don't like, right? Like I
Oh.
didn't really like the voices that I would do. Like I do them because they were my best attempts at girl voice, I guess you could say.
Mm.
Um, but it didn't feel like it's like if you're just going to keep repeating that voice, but it sounds bad. It's like what's the point of getting better at that voice when that voice doesn't sound the way you want, right? You need to explore and you need to find other sort of
Avenues.
you
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
find the voice that you want to do and get better at and improve
Mm.
and stuff like that. And it's like yeah, so that's like yeah, that's one thing that I want to get better at. Like ideally, um, and this is another thing that I've wanted to do since I started streaming.
Mm.
Is like I wanted to be able to sort of I wanted to be able to I don't like say troll people, but like one of the main things that I wanted to do is like do
Mm-hmm.
my intro in like a voice that is
Mm-mm.
very convincingly, like what people would associate as like, you know, I guess, a cis girl or like an AFAB girl voice,
I
right?
see.
And
And
then
then
just, you know, this voice, and they'll be like, what do you mean? What are you
what?
doing? What is this?
Masaka.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because like, you know, it's very cool and like,
Yeah, I remember you talking about that one day
yeah,
actually. Do
yeah,
you uh so I admittedly am very ignorant in this sort of like
yeah.
topic,
No, I
but
mean,
uh how long do you think it would take to train a voice to achieve a convincing cis girl AFAB voice?
it's very, it's really hard to say.
Mm,
Because again, because it's so exploratory, it's
yeah.
really not a case of like, oh yeah, you know, if I practice this for a year,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'll be able to do this thing. It doesn't really work like that.
I see.
It almost relies on like breakthroughs,
Mm-hmm.
like the one I had today, which I feel very good
Ah,
about.
okay.
So like you can kind of like have what feels like I feel like I've had no progress in the voice for pretty
Mm,
much since I started it. Maybe a bit, but like very almost nothing, like pretty much plateauing. And then
mm,
like today, I feel like I just shut up, right? Like
mm-hmm.
it just suddenly got like much better.
Do you know what
Um,
happened? Like what breakthrough was it in your body?
um, it's hard to say. I'm gonna need to listen back to it and see how it sounds.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it feels like a lot of it was sort of the softness of the voice. I mean, I've got a
Mhm.
soft voice anyway.
Yeah.
Um, but like, there's a sort of so when I'm talking like this,
Mm.
you can kind of hear in a voice. There's a lot of things that go into a voice, but some of
Mhm.
the main parts, and especially some parts that affect the perceived gender of a voice,
Ah. Mhm.
are the what used to be called resonances aren't called anymore, but I can't remember what they're called now. But basically, you have multiple spaces in your mouth and throat, right, which make the sound you talk.
Right.
Two of the main spaces are your mouth, the space inside your mouth, and the space inside your throat.
Okay.
Um, so when you talk, a voice is, you know, a collection of these different spaces resonating and making noise.
Mhm.
Um, so when I'm talking right now, you know, I can as I'm talking, like I'm switching kind of, you know, I can be up here and I can be down here.
True.
But
Ooh.
like you can hear even as I'm switching those, like that's sort of the pitch of the voice.
Mm.
But there's this sort of deeper undertone to my voice right now, which even if I talk up here, you can still hear that kind of deeper, well, not really gravelly, but you know, it's very kind of
I can
rougher
kind of yeah,
and
I can
deeper
kind of tell.
sound
Yeah,
underneath.
yeah.
You know, even if I'm kind of up here, kind of, it's still there. Like there's
Mhm.
still this like, you know, darker, deeper sound.
Mhm. Do you
Um,
Oh. Mm.
but sorry, but if like a lot of what a lot of the big breakthroughs you can make, especially as like a trans person, is changing that undertone to the voice.
Mm.
That is one of the like indicators, I suppose, because a lot of it indicates sort of the size of the person who is speaking.
Mm.
Because
Okay.
obviously, typically, you know, female individuals or female born or you know you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Those who have undergone female puberty
Uh-huh.
would typically have much smaller spaces and create a smaller sound, and that produces the feminine voice.
Oh,
Whereas when you hear what sounds like a more male voice, you would expect a deeper voice. So if you can raise this sort of undertone, so to
okay.
say, it can that there's lots of other factors that go into it.
And you feel like
Um,
today you've reached an undertone that like
I think it felt like I didn't have that lower sort of
mm,
thing to it.
space.
And like what I was doing before is like I would kind of go up here, but even then, like even this kind of has the you know I'm talking in a very high pitch, but you can hear the you know there's like this much deeper sort of it sounds very fake, right?
Mm.
At least to me. Because there's still that kind of darker. But if I try and do the Valley Girl voice again, I don't know if I'll be able to do it again. But if I oh my god, Osho up here. Oh my god, yeah. So if I
Oh.
go kind of up here, it's like a lot softer and there's a lot less of that big. Part of it's because it's very whispery, and I'm kind of
Hmm.
slipping into it a bit in some of the things I'm saying. But like if I
Yeah,
keep up
I can
here,
hear it. I
it's
can
very
hear it. Okay,
yeah, it kind of like it keeps like slipping in.
I see.
Especially when I said in just then. Like
Mm-hmm.
some words kind of make it come out a bit more, but
Mm-hmm.
like most of it kind of doesn't have that kind of like the resonance is a lot higher up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot, at least that's what it feels to me. I haven't heard back this voice, so I
Mm-hmm.
don't know exactly. Um, that being said, your own voice also resonates in your chest. That's actually a myth. That's not actually true. Um, the voice resonates in parts of your throat. It doesn't actually resonate in your chest.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
like it can feel when your voice is low, it can feel like it's resonating
Mm-hmm.
in your chest, but it's just resonating in parts of your throat. So deeper voices will resonate in a lower part, throat, or will feel like it is.
Today I am
Um,
learning. Holy shit.
yeah, a
Is
lot of
there?
this is not that scientific from the way I'm explaining it, and maybe
Mm,
outdated, but it's the way I understand it.
of course, but surely then there are people out there who have successfully like reached a convincing voice despite
Oh,
having.
oh, absolutely.
Can I? Do you have any off the top of your head? I'd like to look.
Yes, highly recommend.
Yes, 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 yes.
I If you search trans voice lessons on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, you'll find a channel that, surprise, surprise, is very has content that is like about that. She is a professional sort of voice trainer who
Mm-hmm.
helps not only trans girls but
Mm.
she has like a whole organization who helps. But she herself is a trans girl
Have you
who
considered hiring a trainer?
yes, I would love to.
Are they
It's
expensive?
very expensive. It's very expensive.
No!
Um,
Make another fund!
I maybe someday. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So Z, the person, like the main person in charge of like the channel and the company, um,
Mm.
she has, if you hear her voice, it is very very convincing. Like I mean, she just sounds like a girl. She sounds and she looks like a girl, right? You would never think that she's trans at all.
Mm.
Um, but there are videos, like especially further back in like the channel, where she's like comparing sort of what she used to sound like and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure there's one where she shows off a bunch of clips from like when she was just starting, and she pretty much just sounds like this. She just sounds like me. She has that kind of voice.
Mm.
And then to now, where it's like she sounds like you. You know, she sounds like
Mm-hmm.
there's not even like you would never think for even a millisecond, which is crazy. Like it's amazing, and
Yeah.
that kind of thing, and that's all done through like training. You can train yourself to do that.
Mm.
It's difficult, of course, to reach that kind of level, and lots of trans people unfortunately don't. But you can do that. There's also, I can't remember where I found it, where I saw it, but there was a clip as well of a girl who um, can do just on like a she was on like some kind of talk show or something. I
Mm.
have no idea who it was, but this is just like something that I remember. Who can do a very good like guy voice where it like actually sounds like a guy, and I was like, whoa,
Holy shit, you can
what
go
do you
the other
mean?
way
Yeah, you can,
too!
you can go the other way. It's actually harder to go the other way.
I would assume
Um,
so, because
because
it gets hurt. I feel like it hurts when I go low enough.
yeah, like it's really interesting because
Mm.
kind of um, so male puberty,
Mm.
right? It thickens the vocal cords, and it also just makes you bigger, especially like the throat,
I see.
which is
Okay.
why it produces a deeper sound, and why guys are generally lower pitched and stuff.
Mm.
Um, but a lot of it is also sort of vocal patterns and the way you talk, and stuff like that. That's actually a very big part of it as well, right? Um, but while male puberty thickens and deepens things, it doesn't like take away range.
Mm.
It can make it harder to access. Most people can't access it or
Okay.
haven't learned to access it. Um, but you can learn to access it. It basically just requires a lot of finer control, and it's difficult, obviously, but you can do it. But for girls or people who've gone through female puberty,
Mhm.
um, it you I mean you haven't had that additional thickness and that
Yeah.
basically like this addition of like a lower range,
Mhm.
right? So you can still achieve something.
Similar, but I yeah.
That sounds like a guy's voice. It's
Mhm.
absolutely possible, but it's generally perceived as being harder.
Mhm.
However, on the plus side, um, if you are a assigned female at birth individual who is a trans man, um, the like hormone treatment, so testosterone and
Oh,
whatnot
right.
for trans men,
Mhm.
that actually serves to thicken the vocal cords, and like so there's like I don't know, it's like a weird trade-off. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
um, if you're a trans girl, you can hypothetically, theoretically, learn to do a good girl voice. It's very hard though.
Mm.
If you're a trans man, um, you might have a bit of assistance from hormone treatment. It can really depend on the person, um, and it can also possibly like that can be. Oh, I just turned off the thing. Oh no,
You've been
was it?
frozen for a little bit.
Sorry, it's when I went onto YouTube briefly to search up
Yeah.
trans voice lessons and forgot.
No, you're
I'm
fine.
back,
I found
everyone.
them. Welcome back.
Um, uh, but yeah, like obviously, like the problem I suppose with that is like if um in kind of you know thickening of the vocal cords, um, like it's something that's harder. It's not undoable, right?
Mm.
Like
Mhm.
theoretically, as a trans girl, I can speak in this voice, and I could also learn to speak in a very feminine voice.
Mm.
But as a trans man, it's harder to go back, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like again, not impossible,
Mhm.
but
There's just a little
um,
bit more hoops. I'd
yeah, there's
imagine.
like there's problems on either side. Is basically what I'm saying. It's just different
Mhm.
problems whether you're a trans man or a trans girl.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Man.
it's an interesting topic.
Yeah, it's really interesting, but I also can't help but feel like all the work just to feel like you can do it. It just sounds so it's like so much, and for you to go through a breakthrough now, I'm really happy. But I'm also kind of like when I think about I can't imagine having to control like the very minuscule parts of my throat, for instance.
I mean, it's very I mean, if you just like did an impression right now, like I don't know, can you do like
Oh,
a Scottish impression?
oh
Can you
God,
sound like a
no,
Scottish
no,
person? I don't know.
no, I cannot.
Just do. That's just one that came off the top of my head. Just do like an impression. Just do a voice. It doesn't matter. Just one that you like to do.
Oh, I've forgotten everything and everything.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
Do you have you played? I don't think you said you haven't played D&D. Or you
Oh,
played it
damn
before,
it,
but you haven't
no.
recently.
But I
Is
think
it like a character? Like
if this is
uh,
anything like singing, I believe. Like if
here's a
you
good one. Here's a good one.
sing and
Sound like an old person. Sound like an old person.
oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm so old. And like
I'm
you know,
old.
you didn't think about like, oh yes, I'm going to move my throat in this
Oh,
specific
that's
way in order to sound that
true.
way.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just kind of happens. Like a lot of it's very automatic, but that's like a lot of it's sort of
That makes
feeling
sense.
based and like sort of acting on imitation and like
Mm.
there's lots of things that go into it.
Okay,
Um,
so Valley
so
Girl accessed like you accessed Valley Girl, and therefore that breakthrough is something that you can access Valley Girl like easier too, like that kind of deal.
pretty
A
much like
bridge has been formed.
yeah, like I mean,
Oh,
um, like there's like what happened today for me is like
mm,
I've been doing kind of Valley Girl voice for a bit. Like oh my god, like this kind of thing. Like I was talking about this kind of voice. This
right.
was like the previous Valley Girl voice, and you can kind of hear it. There's kind of like this lower tone to it.
Mm.
Um, I'm also a bit lower because it's really late.
Oh,
But like it's fine. But like you can hear like I'm doing the voice, like I'm doing the accent,
mm,
right? But it's like it's not quite there, and like I can add kind of some vocal fry with like this a bit. and
Mm.
I can go kind of higher. Um, but I need to try and do it's kind of up here. Oh my god, Valley Girl, oh my god, kind of up here. Like it's a
Yeah.
lot. It's harder to do. I need to find it again. But it's a lot softer. Kind of here, yeah, here, kind of here.
Yeah.
Valley Girl, oh my god, like
Mhm.
that's like totally awesome. Oh my god, kind of it's like softer and like um.
Mhm.
I found that voice. I like because as I mentioned, it's like experimentation. It's like, how can I add? You know,
Yeah.
I have this voice that I do, and like, how can I change it or do something
Mhm.
differently? And you don't really think about that in terms of like controlling areas of your throat. You just
And
think
that
about it in terms
yeah.
of like, I'm gonna make this voice like, uh, I know, like it's hard to explain, but I'm gonna make this voice more like this voice, like like when you're
Mhm.
kind of when you're doing this, when you're sounding old, there's like oh, I'm so old. This is because like I'm really constricting. There's like if I constrict my vocal folds a lot, there's actually a thing called the false folds. So when you constrict your false folds like a lot, that's what produces this sort of sound,
Mm.
and that's why it sounds very strained.
Okay, okay.
Um, and like you don't really think about that. I don't think I'm going to constrict my false
No,
folds. Or
that's
you can
true.
make that connection when you realize what it is. But what I've mostly been thinking or trying to do when I've been doing the voice and exploring is like making the voice softer.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
because there's it's just I don't know. There's like there's many qualities that go into voices, but guy voices are often deeper and gravelly and harsher in a lot of ways.
Right. There are traits that you
Whereas,
can yeah. Okay.
yeah, whereas like a feminine voice will often always, of course, but things typically will sound more feminine if they sound softer.
Mhm.
So I was trying to add softer elements that I can do with my voice to a voice that is already, I guess, geared towards being feminine. Like the Valley Girl
Mm.
accent is a very um, feminine and like female identifying. Like if
So
someone's talking about voice, it sounds very feminine. Even if I'm like, oh my god, even if I'm talking down here, like it still sounds like it sounds kind of feminine, right? Like it doesn't really
mhm.
sound like a guy. Like it sounds like a girl's talking, even if I'm like all the way down here. Just because of the way I'm talking. Like
Okay.
so you combine all these different parts to
Does that mean with a reference that you can easily achieve, then like if you were to hear, I guess, your voice reference, would you be able to oh no, then you would have done that by now. Mm.
it's not that easy, right? Like it's
Yeah. Trying to sound like someone you want to sound
yeah,
like?
like
Yeah.
you don't always, you know, your brain and body don't always know,
Mhm.
although it might be theoretically capable of achieving that sound, like
Mm.
there's nothing really physically stopping you,
Mhm.
right? It's all to
Small
do with
steps.
yeah, it's all to do with like knowing how to get there. And
Yeah.
like um like obviously a lot of it there's like these instinctual parts that let us like our brains are very well geared towards voices and learning voices and doing imitations and things like that.
Hmm.
Um, but in order to achieve specifically the thing you want and make it sound convincing, like yeah, like it takes lots of practice and lots of work and lots of you need to think hard about specific things in the voice that like you're getting wrong, I suppose, that you want to change,
Yeah.
that you want to focus on.
Like
Like
you want to get rid of
it
that
takes trial and error.
yeah. Man, this is just oh, oh, oh. I really look forward to your progress, and I really
Me
think
too.
today I can't wait for you to go through your VOD and
I want to hear
through
the VOD. I'm excited. I really hope
yeah,
that it
yeah.
lives up to the way it sounds in my head because your voice sounds very different to yourself, to other people.
True. Mhm.
It's why lots of people, don't like hearing themselves in recordings because,
Mhm.
you sound different from what you sound like when you are talking from your perspective, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
I because I'm not very averse in these
mm,
topics, I was wondering if there was maybe anything you can, like, any advice you'd give to others out there who are also trying to achieve a cis female voice, or maybe some difficulties that you feel like you'd like to have been told when you were going through
um,
them.
I mean, I think the best advice I can give is that like um, again, like it's really hard. It's really hard. It's really hard to have the motivation to do that. Like I have frequently and often complained and moaned and whined about
Mm-hmm.
my voice and been very sad and stuff about it on stream, because it's just like such a consistent source of, you know, non-gender that I want. you know,
Yeah.
especially as like as a streamer,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's the one part of me, like IRL me, that you know, right? You
Mm-hmm.
don't know what I look like, which obviously I'm fine with. Um,
Mm.
but it's kind of like it almost puts extra pressure on it because it's like, the voice is like the only one thing that, like, if I can change that, then like I already look like an anime girl.
Mm-hmm.
I already am an anime girl on the internet. It's just the voice.
Yeah.
But that makes it doubles the expectations and the pressure. And, um, so
I
yeah, like in
Mhm.
terms of advice, sorry,
No, you're
um, in terms of advice, it would mostly just be like, it's very hard, but um, experimenting, having people to experiment with helps a lot.
fine.
Being able to talk with people,
A
like being able
community.
to, yeah, being able to do the voice on stream has definitely helped. Like I've always used that as opportunity to try to experiment. I mean, if I'm in the mood for it, not every day I've done that.
Mm.
Um, and having someone who is like at least closer to where you want to be than you are,
Mm.
and skilled and like someone to learn from. Like obviously a proper vocal coach is very expensive,
Mm-hmm.
but like there will be other trans people or non-trans people out there who can offer you advice, and who will be happy to offer you advice. And I'm very happy to have met friends like that. Like one in particular who I met still relatively recently, has been a huge help and is extremely talented with voice. Uh, and offered to, like, I mentioned this to them and they were like, "Oh yeah, like oh, we can just call sometimes, just help you out."
Oh,
And I was
that's so
like, "Wow, you're
sweet.
actually an actual saint." Um,
Mm.
so yeah, like having someone to bounce off,
Yeah.
is definitely probably the main thing I would say that's very
Mm-hmm.
beneficial.
I I know some streamers would use voice changers. Is that not
Mm.
something that you are open to?
I I mean, obviously I mentioned earlier that I would like to be able to, do girl voice on stream to
Mm.
mess with people a little bit because I think it
Mm.
would be funny. Um, but that's the entertainment side of why I want to do it.
Yeah.
Um, but the actual main reason that I want to do it, is trans reason.
Of course.
Because
Yeah, yeah.
I, in
It's
an ideal world,
you.
would like
Yeah.
to be able to sound and look the way I want, which is in a much more feminine way than I currently do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and because of that, like a voice changer is a performance tool. I mean, it's totally valid if people would like to use one. I'm not going to take away from that. But
Mm.
me personally, it's something that, although it would affect, although it can possibly change, the way other people hear me, it wouldn't change the way I hear me.
That's true.
Um,
I am.
and like I would know, um, and I would definitely not be comfortable, not necessarily uncomfortable, but like,
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't feel accomplished. And I wouldn't feel, that
Yeah,
what's called,
yeah.
like, gender euphoria,
Mm-hmm.
which is a very trans term if you know what it means.
Yeah.
But it means like being, feeling very, very happy and like nice and good and, pleased with the way you're presenting your gender.
Right.
Um,
I would assume the opposite is gender dysphoria
yeah, that's what most people,
experience.
lots of
Yeah.
trans people experience. Yes.
Yes.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, like I, I wouldn't, although it could be fun, like for the look of the stream, like
Mm-hmm.
um, it wouldn't be for me,
Right.
right? And obviously, I want to do this a lot for me,
Of
and
course.
I would also
Yeah.
worry like that it could potentially take away from sort of the. I'm very genuine and like I
Mm.
don't really, although I play around with my avatar and stuff on
Mm.
stream, like I don't really like some streamers do this. I don't think you really do this either, but some streamers like play character on stream.
Mm.
Um, like, I don't really do that. I'm just kind of
Yeah.
myself. Just
I've
kind
never.
of
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. We have a very similar sort of style there where we just kind of we're very genuine. Um,
Mhm.
so I feel like using a voice changer would take away from that a little bit, in my opinion.
Right. Mm.
And with like if it's like a straight up voice changer, it's difficult for a straight up voice changer to sound good.
Mm.
Um, one option I do have, um, which I have tried and used, um, is an AI voice changer. Um,
Uh huh.
which I know, like mentioning AI, probably people are exploding in the seats, but um,
We're chill here. We're
it's
chill here.
yeah. I mean, I'm usually not very. I'm not very supportive of AI in general.
We don't want steal.
Specifically AI generated images,
Right.
right?
Right. Fuck that.
Um, yeah. But there's an AI voice changer that I downloaded. It's ethically sourced. It uses there's only like four voices on there, and they're all from people who were like, yes, I'll put my voice
Hmm.
on there. Which is one of the main problems with
Mm.
AI things.
Yeah.
So
Non-consenting
yeah.
resources.
Um, uh, and like those sound good. Like those are very it's scary. Like it's scary. It's really weird as well because like I can put on like a high pitched anime voice,
Mm.
but it will still what it mostly shows you, to be honest, is how big of a difference the way you talk can sound. Because like I will when I use it, I don't really use it on stream. I've shown it off on stream um a while ago now. But
Might have. No, I don't remember it. I feel like I
it
remember.
was only like yeah, it was only like once or twice. It wasn't like a thing that I really did.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, I could just boot it up and show you what it sounds like.
Mhm.
Um, but I still the words and the way they're spoken are still in the same way as they do now.
Mhm.
Um, which is I don't know, it's like a very particular way, and it's very strange. It's very
Mm.
strange hearing someone a voice that isn't yours, so to speak in the exact same way you do.
Right.
It's very yeah, it just kind of shows you how much the way you speak can affect the way you hear. Because like I put it up to like high pitch anime girl voice, and it's like it's like oh it sounds like a girl, but it sounds very like
Mm.
no, it's hard to explain. It's like
Do you think that's kind of your goal when you heard that AI voice?
not really like
Mm.
because the voices in there are like specific and there's only like
Yeah,
four.
yeah,
It's like you
yeah.
can't really customize them that much.
Mhm.
Like I'd show off now if I could, but I don't know where it is on my computer. Don't even know if I still have it. I don't know if I installed it or anything. Um,
Maybe next time I can
but
tune into your stream. Tomorrow? Tomorrow same time?
maybe. Um, I think I have a recording.
Mm.
Maybe I don't. I don't know where it is. But yeah, like it's I mean, yeah, pretty much like one of the other issues with that, although that would be a more convincing sounding voice, like it sounds like a mostly like a real person's voice, apart from when you do if it picks up sounds that aren't someone talking, somewhere model just froze again, I forgot.
You're
If
fine.
it picks up sounds that aren't talking, it doesn't really know what to do and
Mm.
makes very strange noises. Um, but it also has like a delay,
Oh?
right? It's got like a several second delay in it
Oh,
because
okay.
although it is a real time voice changer, but it has like a several second delay because it needs to like process,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, which is like I mean, it wouldn't really be too bad to be honest
Hmm.
because there's a certain delay
Is
anyway.
this a free program?
Yeah. Again, I don't even
Mhm.
know. I'd have to have a look to see if I can still find it. I'll have
Mm.
to. If you're interested, I can find it after stream or something for you.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm curious. I'm
it's very fun.
curious.
It's very fun to play around with though.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, do you think that back to like if everything was like stars and moon and planets and aligned and
Mm,
everything was perfect, would
mm.
you speak in this voice like naturally and all the time?
Um, I don't know. I maybe
Mm.
like I don't know if I'd not talk in this voice. I'd probably talk in a feminine voice most of the time.
Ah, I see, I see.
I think I would still use this voice. It would kind of be an opposite to what I have right now, where it's like, I talk in this voice most of the time, and
Mm,
then I try my best to do a girl voice when it's redeemed on stream.
okay.
And like, I you know mess around with voices and stuff, and
Yeah,
do streamer things,
yeah.
on stream. Like, it's not like we're talking the same voice all the time. We do silly voices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Tangent. I'm sorry.
it'd
Oh,
probably be it would probably be a silly voice basically that I do sometimes.
yeah. Do you have a name for your chat? I can't remember if I asked you this question before. I feel
Um,
like I did. Some
Not
VTubers.
really.
Yeah, yeah. You just call chat.
Magical, yeah, I just call them chat.
Mm-hmm.
I call them squad in my Twitter. Um,
Squad?
Stuff like magical squad,
Oh,
like a
that's
squad of magical
cute.
girls.
I see, I see.
Um, so I guess your squad, I guess chat
Mm-hmm.
squad,
Chat
magical squad or
squad.
whatever.
What's up,
Yeah,
squad?
I think it's
Yeah.
a yeah, I think it's a good name.
Okay, okay.
But I usually just call it chat. Well, I mean, I really address chat as a whole. I'll
Mm-hmm.
usually address people individually, to be honest.
Mm. I, man. Oh, hold on. I just had a brain fart.
But yeah,
Hold on.
okay, that happens a lot.
Yeah, a while back, I'm so sorry, Outland. They redeemed water hydration redeem, and as usual, we have to do it together. So
Right.
I hope
Yeah.
you will partake in this very,
I've
very,
been
very
I've been
late.
hydrating a lot already, but
Wow,
I'll do some more.
I've been neglecting. Excuse me,
Oh,
guys.
Vespi, that's very naughty of you.
I
All right, let's hydrate together.
know. Um, so we are
Mhm.
reaching the 2 hour mark, and this is when
Mhm.
I think it would be. Oh yeah, thank you for still being here, Alan. This is where I start using viewer questions, if you wouldn't
Oh,
mind. But before we
yeah.
get to that, is there any wrap up you'd like to give? Because we talked about a lot of topics, and some that I feel like I want to hear you talk more about, and I wish I asked more questions, but I think it'd be probably the wrap up point.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I'm good for like another 20 minutes. But I can go a bit longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, we can always, like, if we got time after the viewer questions,
Okay, yeah,
always
yeah.
ask some more. And we could
I
go.
would be very happy to. But
Um,
in hmm?
but yeah, I mean, in terms of things that I want to say, it's mostly just that I think you're really cool, Vespi, and I look up to you a lot with your energy. I think you're a very fun person.
Thank
So
you. Oh my
yeah,
god.
I think you're really cool,
Likewise.
and
Very
everyone should go
much
and follow
likewise.
Vespi.
Oh my
You know, for real.
goodness, you chill out.
Don't do
You
that.
you shout me out so often I get embarrassed now. I'm like, what do I do? But thank you for your time.
Of
And without
course.
further ado, let's see what some people have been dying to ask you as well.
Yeah.
Our first question for today was from Shadow, and
Mhm.
so Shadow asks, how do the poses work? Is it on command of what you say, or how do you move? Do you swap it yourself, or is it just
Mm.
automatic, like a list of poses it goes
Oh,
through? Because it seems like it matches your topics and such when you talk really well.
yeah. So it's the only automatic one is the one I mentioned earlier, which is swapping between this and the hands on hips version.
Yeah.
Um, you did ask actually a while ago. I didn't really properly answer about if I'd use the same program all the time.
Mm.
So when I started out, I was using the AutoTube, and I was using actually a combination of programs. So I was using the AutoTube, and I was using AutoHotkey.
Auto hockey. Okay, so you
Yes.
use. Oh.
Basically, what that means is in the AutoTube, you can set different um, sort of expressions. Um,
Mm.
and for each expression, you can set, like, mouth closed, mouth open, eye closed, eye open, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
Right. Um, but what I did with AutoHotkey, because AutoHotkey is it's almost like a macro program.
Okay.
So it's like if I press a button, it would, with AutoHotkey, with a program that I made in AutoHotkey, because you have to program it yourself.
You
Um,
program? Okay.
well, it's like programming AutoHotkey. It's
Okay,
it's
okay.
not that
Yeah,
complicated.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It was a little bit complicated, but it wasn't too bad. I didn't need to do that much. All I needed to do was basically it just listens for, if I press like 5 on my keyboard or something.
yeah. Mm.
Um, then instead of pressing 5, AutoHotkey says, okay, no, actually press like 2 and then 5. And what that,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
what that means is 2 would be bound to the in between frame
Right.
or frames that I had, and 5 would be the actual expression.
Yeah.
And the in between frames would just be their own expression um, in the tube,
Mhm.
which you can assign as hotkeys to activate. So auto hotkey would make it so when I switch to an expression, it actually switches to the in between and then switches to the actual expression.
Instead of having to click 2 and then 5. Like that's pretty
Yeah.
neat. That's pretty fucking neat.
How it works now is I use a program called LandyTube,
Mm.
which I started using when I did my update in December. LandyTube has transitions built in. You can assign transitions to poses and it will automatically do them when you swap to the pose. LandyTube has lots of other features as well that I don't use. It has built-in sort of squish and stretch bounce sort of thing when you talk,
Mm.
um, to kind of like add a bit more animation to things. I don't use that because I animate it in my own style.
Yeah.
But yeah, like LandyTube, it's pretty good. So LandyTube is itself an extension of a program called Sammy,
Oh
which
my
is
god.
it's sort of like a streamer bot type thing.
Mhm.
Don't know if you know streamer bot. Basically, it's this program you can use to program OBS things to happen, and like
Mhm.
you can set a bunch of yeah, like I use it for like all of my redeems, all of my like funny buttons, like everything I do is apart from one single thing, which is the TTS.
Mhm.
Everything runs through Sammy. So when I have like a little panel, just like a thing on my computer,
Yeah.
um, and it's got a bunch of buttons on it. You can program each button, and I can press a button, like I can press my for example, a good one. I could press this, and that's my hydrate button. But that's
Yes.
also tied to it's like
Mhm.
I've programmed it so it also detects the trigger of when someone redeems hydrate, right?
Mhm.
And lots of other things and like the bonk. These are all things that are um, done in Sammy.
Mm.
So yeah, Sammy's really cool.
You even stay in there. That's so cute. I see. I see. Just because I think it'd be fun to go through. Can you go through all your animations? Do you think? Like, is there cycles that maybe you can present each?
Uh, I mean I've shown off most of my expressions already, but I mean I can
Mhm.
show off. So like this is my base one. I'll probably swap to the hip one in a second, so I'll wait until I swap to that one to start because that's automatic, and I actually don't have a button to switch it manually.
Yes, ma'am.
It was very difficult to program that to happen automatically though, because I need it to only switch when I'm in this pose. Like I can't have it switching to the hands on hip pose when I'm in the other poses,
Mhm.
because I want to use those for things. I can't have it randomly switching out of it. There we go.
There you go.
So there's that.
Mhm.
I have my wave pose.
Mhm.
Where I can wave to people, say hi or bye. I've got my excited pose. When I'm excited,
Right.
I can
Right.
think. I can explain. I can laugh. This is the newest one. If I'm not talking, then it's very giggly.
Oh, it's
I
cute.
can cry. I can be angry. I can be
Mhm.
shocked. And I can pout. And then, so those are all of the um, proper expressions,
Right.
basically. But I do have more
Mhm.
because I can also dab. Um, I
I
can
forgot the
also
noise.
I can also object.
Mhm.
Um, and then of course I've got my transformation stuff, so I can click on this, and I'll transform,
Right.
which is everything I just showed you in a different outfit.
Mhm.
Um, you've seen the bonk, um,
Mhm.
which does that.
Oh.
Um, you can also head pat me with a big old buff arm like this. There's or you can throw things at me. That is a new pose as well.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh, that was an
and
egg.
and I can stretch.
What? When did you add that? Oh my goodness. Ugh, that reminded me I need to stretch.
There's a
Um.
few other things as well. Like this is
Mm.
my save thing. It's kind of hidden by USB, but there's a little book that
Oh
opens, and some other things that like would be off stream
no.
or off screen from what you currently have.
I could show it. I
But
could.
I mean, I mean, there's a lot. Um,
Goodness. Is there any that you think you would consider your favorite thing you've worked on?
I mean, I really like the transformation. I think that's really
Mm-hmm.
cool. Um, I mean, I like all of it. It's all different. It's all fun. It's all silly. There's lots
Yeah.
of
Oh my gosh.
there's
Wait.
lots of good things. I can do this as well. This won't. Okay, this one won't work properly actually, but so I can disappear.
Wait.
Um,
It worked. It worked.
the full effect isn't apparent because
Oh.
when I disappear, it simultaneously activates a like an echo filter.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically,
Fade out.
the joke is I
Yeah.
I scream and fade out and it like echoes and it's really funny.
Oh, I
You
see.
can't see that now because that
Oh.
only works in OBS.
Okay. 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 So it would sound pretty normal on
Um,
here.
mm,
So
um,
what? Oh, sorry. Go on.
no, you're good.
Well, I'd like to actually find the next question
Oh
if
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Dexter. That question. I love you, Oshio. No more bonks, but head pat. Okay, Oshio.
Thank you.
Dexter. Uh, oh, okay. Dark Impala asks, did you
Mhm.
take inspiration from other anime or characters to design your outfit?
Yes. I I mean, I looked at like I it's been a long time. I don't even know what I use as a reference anymore. But like um, obviously stuff like Sailor Moon and Ranma were two big
Hmm.
inspirations,
I
really, for
see
me.
so much Ranma
Um,
in your disgust face.
oh yeah, like the this one. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, pretty much not all of them, but a lot of my expressions are based on like Ranma.
Mm-hmm.
I use Ranma poses as references and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Ranma's very good. But
Uh,
yeah, mostly that really.
and for your magical girl outfit?
Yeah, like I mean, a bit Sailor Moon. Like
Mm.
I kind of just sort of drew lines that I liked and was thought would be cool, and like I can't even remember what specific things I used as a
That's
reference, but I just sort of
crazy. And your hair?
I um I can't remember what inspired my hair, but I like Twin Tail.
Mm.
Barbara from Genshin Impact has
Ah.
cute hair,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and that sort of inspired part of it.
Hold on. You had twin tails? I've always thought it was like a side pony.
No, no, I've never had twin tails. Barbara does,
Oh, okay, okay. But you said
and
you like twin tails.
yeah, I
So
like twin tails. I don't have them, but I like them, and I mean I have half of twin tails. It's
what
just only on
stopped you
one
from
side.
adding twin tails?
Well, I mostly just wanted a very unique silhouette and hairstyle.
I see. Okay,
Um,
you achieved that with flying
mm,
colors.
Thank you.
Yes, very, very
I
like
mean, I think this is really
identifiable.
cute as well.
Yeah.
Like I really like what I ended up with, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, okay. I love your design and the colors.
Thank you.
You chose such a good color design as well.
Very kind. You
Uh,
too. I love your design. The
thank
greens and yellows
you.
are really nice.
I I feel very oh there's just yeah thank you. um Paddle Pie, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. They ask Oshio, what is something that happened during your journey of streaming that made you feel success?
Um, I don't know. I guess my debut
Oh
probably. I'd
yeah,
probably say my debut.
did a lot of work.
I'm It was incredibly scuffed on the day because I had my audio completely broken. But I'm just very like it was a lot of work.
Mhm.
And finally getting to sort of show it, and now that I have all these cool things, and
Mhm.
it definitely really felt like I really leveled up my stream, um,
Yeah.
which is a really nice feeling.
Mhm. I would be proud too. Good job. High five.
Thank
Hugs.
you. High five. I'm high fiving you.
Yay. Um Okay, Shadow asks, so Oshio, what to this day has been the event or thing on Twitch you have done that you found out to be the most fun or enjoyable?
Um, um, I think the main thing that comes to mind is my birthday stream,
Mm-hmm.
which was also when I announced my debut. So it was pre-debut, but I announced my debut, which means I showed off my intro video for the first time,
Yeah.
um, which I am still extremely proud of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like I seriously like I don't know what came over me. I was possessed when I was making that. Like I just like because okay, so like I'm kind of going off topic here and talking about my intro video, but like
Go on, please.
I
I hope you'll show it to it at the
so
end.
I can link you if you want.
Yes,
Um,
I'll play it for my chat.
I can play it on my stream, but it'll be a bit awkward, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, but actually, it won't even show up because it's a different scene. This is a specific scene that's showing. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
um, uh, yeah, like oh, another thing that I didn't get to show earlier because it's full screen is my little raid intro.
Right,
And that
it's so
shows up.
cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that as well. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah. So I like this was like preparing for my debut, right?
Mm,
And I was like, I was getting to wrapping up like a lot of things that I had ready. Apart from like coding things in, as I said, Sammy and LandyTube, like that was pretty much the main thing that I hadn't done.
mm,
Um, and like I went to I went to my brother actually. My brother makes music, and I was
oh
like,
shit.
hey, can you make me like an intro song? And he was like, yeah, sure. Um, I actually contacted about him ages ago, and kind of eventually the timing just sort of lined up, and he was like, "Yeah, we'll do this," and he made it, and we worked on it together. It ended up really cool. And while we were making it, he was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna like make it like animate like an intro video," and I was like, "It's probably a bit much work. I'll just use it like as a starting soon song." After we made it, I just something like clicked in my brain, and I just kind of like I just saw I just kind of saw this like vision of like,
Mhm.
oh my god, like actually Actually, I can make an intro. Actually, I have like everything I need to make an intro already. I spent the last year making everything that I could possibly need for the intro. I have like overlay things. I have all of my model things. I have like so many animations.
Mhm.
And like I had like ideas in my brain for like I can. I mean, I can make these like other animations. It won't take me that long. Because I know exactly what I want to do, and I don't have commissions
Mhm.
at the moment. Like I just fortunately didn't have any commissions at the moment, so I could just work on it. Um, and yeah, like I just kind of oh sorry,
Oh, goodness. I
I
hope
just
you're
kicked
okay.
I just kicked my freaking desk with my no, my toe. I'm
Fuck
fine.
you, desk. Ugh.
The desk is assaulting me. So I'm a very fidgety person, so
Oh no.
my legs a lot. Um,
Gasp.
but yeah, like I put it together and yeah, I can't even remember what the question was anymore, but my intro is pretty cool. Like it.
Yeah, yeah. And if you guys will stick around, I'll play it before we end today. But yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to show that off. Uh uh Two more questions. Stick with me here. Ilith
Mhm.
asks, how did you come up with your VTuber name?
I've used this username for a long time. Uh,
But
is
recently,
pretty much
oh.
the answer. Recently, what? Sorry,
um, people also call you by another name
they
occasionally.
do. They do. People often call me Umi.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Umi is so like um, it's like lore basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm Oceanax. The channel is Oceanax.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but um, as a magical girl and a regular girl. So
Mm-hmm.
as a magical girl, um, my name as a magical girl is Shining Mermaid Aquanebula. Which is like that's like the full title. Shining Mermaid is like what magical girls are sort of called in my lore.
Yeah. Okay.
And so Aqua Nebula is like, if people see, Magical Girl Show, they're like, whoa, it's like it's Aqua Nebula. Um,
Oh.
but when I'm not a magical girl, when I'm a regular schoolgirl,
Mm-hmm.
obviously I have a normal human person name. And because of Japanese influence and stuff, and I like Japanese names.
That's
Um,
crazy.
my name as a regular anime schoolgirl is Umi Mizuno.
I did not
Um,
know your lore. Okay, I see.
so there's some Osho lore for you. Um,
Thank you. All right, all right.
so lots of people call me Umi.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a name I've used like sort of among friends. I guess it's the closest thing I have, I guess, to sort of because I'm a trans person
Mm-hmm.
and I have a gross IRL dead name, I suppose you could say.
Right.
I don't really hate it that much,
Mm.
but it's a male person name.
Right.
Um, and Umi is probably the closest thing I have to like a chosen name, I guess.
Mm.
Um, I like it. I think it's really cute. I think it's really nice.
Yes. Do you?
So yeah, most
Mm.
people call me that. Well, not most people. Lots of people call me that.
So in between I guess Oshio, Aqua Nebula, and Umi, is there one that you
Mm.
would be preferred to be called?
I'm not usually called Aquanebula. It's like a
It,
it's very formal,
yeah.
Um, but I mean, most people call me Osho. To be honest, some people will meet me because they have to know the law. Like it's not
Mm,
obvious.
mm.
Um, but yeah, like I mean,
Would you
I,
would
I
you
guess
like
it's
it
like
if more
it's
people called you Umi?
I don't mind. Like people call me Osho. I'm totally cool with Osho. People call me Ocean sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
One person calls me Okio. Some people call me Nax. Like I'm not very picky, to be honest.
Let's go. Okay,
Um,
okay.
so literally, like whatever works for you best. Like if you feel comfortable calling me Yumi, then you can call me Yumi. If you
Uh,
just want to call me Osho or whatever, or Oceanex or whatever you prefer, whatever you prefer.
yes, ma'am. All right. Thank you. And okay, we got uh Keanu GVT asks, "What's it like being a girl boss?"
Oh my gosh. I mean, I wish I were more of a girl boss.
You don't
I,
think
you
you're a
know,
girl boss?
I mean, I feel very, um, dysphoric gender-related things.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So,
Oh.
but I'm flattered that people think of me that way. I'd love to be a girl boss.
Mhm.
Um, oh, what just happened?
Oh, sorry. I accidentally went full
Oh,
screen.
oh,
Sorry.
it's okay. um, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel like I'm doing anything special, I guess, in terms of stream and everything else and whatnot.
Mm.
But I mean, I guess like people tell me I am, so I guess I must be doing something.
I would have definitely classified you as girl boss personally because you're
Thank you.
just the grind is what I think defines it, of course, and
Sure.
you are a girl and you are bossing around with all your jobs that you pick up and all the work you do. I yeah. I want you to think you're a girl boss too, but I
Thank
understand.
you. I'm
So,
honored. Oh my gosh.
okay.
I'll
Uh,
be a girl boss for you, Vespa.
that's all I could ask for. Yay! Thank you, thank you. Um, okay, and now with that in mind, we have reached our 2 hour mark. And I just want to thank you again, Oshio, for coming on today. If you can, please make sure to send me. Oh, is it a YouTube video?
Yes, I can get
Okay.
it for you in just 1 second.
Yes, please. Is there anything you'd like to promote before you go today?
Um, I mean, I stream every day, so I'm streaming tomorrow. I'm just gonna be doing some art. I'm working on a commission at the moment. Other than that, I mean, look forward to whatever the
The
mysterious egg is
X.
going to hatch into.
Yes.
That's current hotness. We'll see what that happens with there. I did also make a video recently. I made a little Lethal Company compilation. I don't know if you've seen it.
I see it right here, and I've linked it in the chat. Make sure you guys check it out. And
It's
recently,
very funny,
yes, I can't
in my
wait.
opinion. But let me DM you the video. That is the intro.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Retro Magical Girl VTuber made an anime intro. That's a very good title.
I tried to make it very clickbait.
Oh, ooh. Let's see. Alrighty. Well then, Oshio, I shall keep you no longer. You are free to leave the basement now.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Vespi. It's been so fun. I want to
And
stay for
yes,
longer.
I hope we can talk again because there's a lot I'd like to learn, and
Yeah.
you seem like you're willing to teach, and I'm really sad that I wish I had more to say and ask about, but uh yeah, I myself did not have much time today. So until next
Yeah, I mean,
time,
if you ever, have questions that you just want to know about, you can always just DM me or just ask in stream or whatever.
happily, happily,
Um,
happily.
yeah, and I'm also totally down if you ever want to hang out on stream or off
Yes.
stream.
Yes.
Like just let me know. Like
Mhm.
I'm obviously I do art a lot of the time, so like
Mm.
I'm totally down to just kind of hang out with people while I draw. So if you're ever free during my stream time, just hit me up. It doesn't matter if it's last minute. If
Mm.
I'm free, I'll let you know.
Yes, ma'am. And I trust you as well. Like, to
Yeah.
like, feel free to reach out to me too. I'd love to
Bestie,
talk to you more.
I would
And
love to play TFT or something together with you.
yeah, and there's a new set, so I'd love
I
to
haven't
learn.
played the new set. I haven't played it.
I think it came out just today. So,
Ooh.
woo! Uh, okay. Let me. The ad is
Right.
ending. Wait. People are being locked behind ads. I'd like to say chat. I like to
Yeah.
have chat say goodbye as well,
Bye,
cause
chat. Bye,
yes,
everyone.
goodbye
Thank you
and
so much for having me on.
yes, I thank you again. What will you be doing for the rest of the night?
Um, I will. I might have a snack because I'm hungry. A midnight snack. It's midnight.
Right.
Um, and I'll probably just be hanging out in friends' streams and maybe playing some Monster Hunter. I've been addicted to Monster Hunter
Let's
lately.
go.
So yeah, that's pretty much my plan today.
All right.
And then I'll be going to bed. So yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Well, then kick ass, and we'll see you around, lady.
Thank
Then
you. Bye,
goodbye.
Vespi.
Goodbye.
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 Wah.
There she goes. There she goes. There she goes again. Let me show you guys her beautiful video she made. She did this for her birthday and she showed it on her birthday to show off her debut. I'm going to link my browser. Browser is this. Here we go. Boop. Do you guys see it? Is it like this? Is this fine? Hold on. I think. Okay. Oh, it's so big. I'm sorry. Here we go. Mesby, you're very epic. No, you're epic. Epic gamer. Hold on, you guys can't hear it. Oh, forgive me. I am a scatterbrain today. Boop. Okay, let us watch. It is only a minute long. Thank you, Ishio. I mean, Del. Thank you, Del. Oh, the wink? Let's go! Oh, it's so cute. What the fuck? Thank you for sharing. I've seen this so many times because of how often I end up reading Oshio. Yes, Oshio is really good at promoting her own stuff. I wish I had that mind, but thank you guys for joining me today, and thank you so much, Oshio, again. Thank you. I know you stream every day, and I know that I don't know. I'd imagine after streaming, like the last thing you want to do is keep talking. So God bless you, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day as always. And that's probably oops. That's probably it for me today as well, guys. We already have our next small talk guests lined up. You guys didn't hear it from me, okay? But ooh, the next one will be drum roll. Never Fell. We're gonna hit up Never Fell next. I try to have these every other week because I don't wanna. Yeah, I don't want to do this every week. I want to have some time to prepare. Yes, we have our next guest, and we have already a guest after that prepared. I really want to get this going again on a regular schedule, and I want to also upgrade the production of SmolTalk. I want to make this more of a brand, have more of a brand image. Um, I'm so happy. Like so many people are so willing to let me just kind of just hear them talk to them, and have people's communities come in as well and learn more about them, because I feel like when people stream, they can only show themselves in so many different ways. And so small talk in my head lets them kind of show off or talk about different things than they normally wouldn't be able to. Oshio being a trans girl is something that we don't see often here because, well, I'm an AFAB, and I think a lot of the people around here have not at least come out and identified themselves as that. And I think this is a really important topic to talk about in this day and age. And I think this is something that I could really benefit from learning more on too. So Oshio, thank you so much for spending like a little bit of time today to talk about voice training and stuff. I didn't realize, I had no idea that it was so difficult and that there was so much that goes into it. So yeah, thank you, and thank you to Chad as well for or Oshio Squad for asking so many questions, as well as my own chat. I really am so happy to see how Small Talk has really evolved. I hope that future small talks will continue to develop like this kind of culture of like asking questions and getting to know more about the guest. I'm so happy that so many people also came by to raid today. I apologize that I couldn't chat with anyone much, but I hope you guys were able to enjoy the conversations we had, and I hope that we can keep doing this. So thank you for all your support and your time. And with that, let's go find someone to raid. I would like to, let's see. Otsukai! Oshio, if you have someone that I would love to still make this about Oshio. Oshio, if you have someone that we can raid into, I think that would be really nice. However, if not, I can do my own little searching. I have many friends as well. Let me have it. Yes, please, please, please. I'd be honored. I'd be so happy. Do 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 do. I did not know that was your brother that had produced that song. It was really pleasant, and I was like, oh, I thought it was I guess you can say like just a random internet commission, but to know that it was someone as close as your family that made it, that just makes it all that much more special. Yatta. Ah, I'm trying to think as well. Like, what could be the mysterious egg? We've seen like that mysterious hooded figure in Oshio's opening, and I think sometimes when people raid, like the hooded figure pops up. I could be wrong. So I'm like, oh, what if we got more lore about the hooded figure? Or maybe I guess the egg could possibly be like maybe a mascot, or maybe if it's not a mascot, what if it was like a little creature. You know how some magical girls have like a magical pet? Like there's so many options here. I'm afraid that I might have gotten it right and I might have spoiled something. Whatever. Just leave these thoughts in the air for now. Um Neo Marthy would be a good target. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Let us all send you off to Neo Marthy then. Let's have a custom chat today. I'm gonna use the emote that Ochio gave me. And oh, so Ochio, I don't know if you hear the music. Well, I assume you do actually. I hope you like the song I chose. I sent Ochio a song during her stream today. I felt bad. But she's like, I'll leave it to you, Vespi. I do? Ah, I'm happy then. Okay, let's see. Oshio is the best magical girl. Okay, here's your raid message. Oshio's the best magical girl. You're welcome. I'm so clever with my English words. Okay, here's that if you are a sub, and here is the message if you are not. Oop. Ooh, oop, let me just. Oh god, oh, I can't think. Backspace, backspace, click backspace, backspace. Alright, and here it is if you are a non-sub. Oshio, hush! Ooh, let me do my thing! Alright, guys, let us do the raid. Oops, I no longer have Neo Marthy as the copy paste. Okay. Alright, guys, take care. See you guys not tomorrow. I'm not going to stream for the rest of the week, so take care. Toodaloo. Bye-bye. I'm trying to do the raid. I'm sorry.